Shout out my boy B Green on the beat.
Yo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, that's gonna sound good.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
Hey,
Yes,
man.
sir.
What
This
happened?
one's important.
Hey.
It is. You know,
This one's important.
I will say, I'm gonna have to let you intro this.
Thank you.
Do it properly.
Certified.
Wait, in author format too.
Okay.
He's impressed with your I guess writing abilities.
I'm a griot. I'm a storyteller, so this is how we gonna do it.
All right, let's do it right.
Certified, in my personal opinion, iconic, legendary status,
Facts.
and more importantly, when you tell the story of San Antonio hip hop,
Sure.
there are some names that must be included,
You can't leave out.
and that in and of itself is an important statement. Because if you tell the story of San Antonio hip hop, you don't have to mention me. There's a lot of people you don't have to mention. The gentleman to my left has to be mentioned, right? So dig this. I'll take you back. I graduated high school from South Carolina before I came back home, right?
Mhm. Back in the 70s.
Al Green era.
So at that point, I'm doing, the top artist is Pastor Troy. And I'm doing, I'm really in my love for hip hop, underground hip hop, lyricism and stuff like that.
Sure.
So you like, how do I fit in this situation?
I do feel like you was there before hip hop.
Okay. That's fair.
Just a thought.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So I graduate, I come back to Texas, and I'm wondering, because Texas is at its wanna be a baller moment, right?
And
So
look
I'm like,
behind you.
I'm telling you. So I'm like, do I fit into
Yeah.
the situation? Like, what do we do as far as that? When I get back home, my older brother, shout out to Kevin Phoenix, Bang Bang. He had just put out a project called What a Thug Bout. Is Southern Street Lyricism. And it was really inspiring to me. And it was like, oh, okay, there's a spot for this.
Yeah.
So I just followed my big brother everywhere, right? Because that was his time, that was his generation.
Sure.
So I found myself in a house in a studio with the legendary Polygraphic. Shout out to Polygraphic.
What up, my boy?
Shout out the legendary Polygraphic, right?
Legend.
With my brother. And in the studio, I'm still trying to find my way as a rapper. Do I fit in? Can I get in? The legendary Third, BU and M-Wig, Mad One, right? Listening to them rappers like, oh shit, there is a lane for this, and these motherfuckers are dope as fuck, right?
And they rapping.
And I'm living like at that point, the rapper's dream. I'm watching Polygraphic grab albums and chop up samples on the MP. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the dream.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my whole thing is, I'm 19 years old. I'm like, man, if I could get on a joint with them and like hang with them, I may really have something. I might be dope.
You know what? Just not to cut you off, but like what you're describing right now, the idea of it, like I always have this fascination when I see like old school shit that looks incredible, or especially if it's new, that I'm like, dude, I would kill to be in that scene, to be able to see like the beginning stages of something that looks completely brand new. And it's like, yo, this is incredible. And you don't know where it's really going to end up.
Right.
So
you just at the beginning.
But now that we know where it's ended up, it's like, I would love to see where it began. Where the excitement was really there. Now it's like you go to a studio, it's not as exciting for everybody now. Because like,
send
go
it
to the studio anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, they just send it in. But at that point, and here's what I learned from them, right? Everybody's doing their thing. They older than me. But what they do at that time was, for their generation, studio etiquette. They look around the room. There's all MCs in the room. Hey, man, you want to jump on this? You know what I'm saying? I learned through them, encouragement is hip hop. Everybody's given a chance to be dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas now it's like, hey, man, the artist is right here. Y'all shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It ain't entourage for them. It was like, yo, you want to jump on? I jumped on, did a couple songs with them. They told me I was dope. And when they told me I was dope, it built the confidence for everything. And that's probably what led to where I am at this point.
Yeah.
So it's a pivotal moment. I remember hearing him do battles. You know what I'm saying? I remember, weren't you doing like the summer jams? Like you were like the only one out there doing battles on the summer jams?
I think that was that 50 Cent tour.
Yep.
Yeah. I've been in several battles though.
Bro,
I
I was at juvenile detention listening to the radio, and it's like fucking, He been holding it down for fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at his catalog, it's just sort of like he's got the right plan. All he does, stay the fuck out the way, make music.
The
Do his
music is the
shows.
main thing.
He's getting played worldwide. The legendary Mad One is in the building.
Hey, man. Too kind, man.
That
Too
was
kind. What a hell of
legendary.
an intro,
That was the
man.
length of an intro, but it was
Man.
impressive.
For me personally, you know, when you have somebody that is a pivotal, even for a moment, is a pivotal part of your story,
Of course.
that probably led to everything here. Is all it took was one person that I thought was dope to look at me and is like, you're dope.
Yeah.
It's like,
Right.
and that sets you on your way for everything you do. So he's part of that. He's got a moment in my story.
I see that.
So you know what I'm saying? And
That's
he's a legend. I feel like he carried the torch for lyricism in San Antonio.
Yeah.
He made it possible for the Kai Phoenixes, the Taiwans, the Entries,
Mm-hmm.
all of us. Him, my brother Bang Bang, Stitch, Wes,
Mm-hmm.
BU. Shout out to all the legends.
They're
Yeah.
part of their creative collective. Not to cut your wisdom, man. It's if you hear somebody that's dope, why would you not want to put them on your project and give them a true taste of the talent that's in the city? All the great albums that we idolize, all the Dre Chronics and the Tribe Called Quest, they introduce you to other elements, other artists that brought the picture and the flavor to a full degree. So
New project,
man,
Meet the Greens.
Oh, that's my smoke group, my 420 coalition with my brother Blazy Green, and that's just two MCs just going in over beats. That's just one of the many side groups I have. You know, that would be the latest release, Fidel Gastro, featuring the great Kai Phoenix.
Hey man,
there,
it was a pleasure. It was a full circle moment, bro.
Man, and before that, we got Ghost of the Record Store too.
Yep,
Got my brother Taiwan on that joint too. They got a few dope artists on there, man. Garcia Vega, Tron. I always try and give you a taste of what's going on in the city, hip hop wise. You know,
For sure.
great artists. We don't switch it up to fit in, even when it's not going our way.
Yep.
We stick to our guns. You know, music goes through phases, man. You got you got trends and fads that come every day, but dopeness never goes out of style.
Never.
So if you're trying to walk a path of longevity, if you're trying to be the light, you should, instead of following the light, you should try and be the light,
Yes,
man.
sir.
You know,
He sells that idea way better than you do, too.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Every time.
Like I said,
I mean, we always gonna be in need of
I take my leads.
passion-driven projects.
I
Yeah.
take my leads from the OGs and the leaders, and he's one of them that I consider. So for
Yeah.
sure.
And I took my lead from the ones that that laid the foundation, the King T's, the Big Daddy Kanes, the Rakims, of course.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The K Renos, the Scarface. You can go down the line. You know, they might always try and stereotype Southern music, but we've always had the great minds of Andre 3000 and K Reno,
Yep.
who dropped 7 albums in one day, man. What more can you say?
That's
you know?
crazy too.
That's wild, yeah.
Making songs that have deep conceptual meanings like Family Fuels, about a family that after the patriarch or matriarch dies, loses everything within a year after that woman or father dies. The house, the relationships between the family. This is like, it's like literature in a lyrical form, man.
Yeah.
You can
People-
almost
It's
sit
an
and
art
visualize
form.
it.
It's definitely an art form.
What?
It's an art form, but it's like, I think a lot of people get caught up in, well, the lyrical miracle shit. Look, this shit is real simple, dog. What it comes down to it is like, you and I are tasked to paint a picture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You sit down, you get your palette, got about 6 colors.
Yeah.
I sit down with
Sometimes
my
the
palette.
beats are colors too.
Yeah.
You know what
I sit
mean?
down with my palette. I got 16 colors.
Sure.
Yeah.
I want to paint. You want to get the picture done.
Mm-hmm.
I want to paint it as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
And all lyricism is details,
Yeah.
because details make it real.
Mm-hmm.
So we both trying to get the job done.
Words
I wanna
paint
do it.
pictures.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So we on this show, we know we don't like to do it in interview form. We just hang with the fellas. We talk stuff, but
Yeah.
I would like to talk about your background. You're coming up, and
let's talk about it.
I do want to say this is definitely we're hitting a milestone.
Right.
Not only ending or capping off the 200 series of this show now, because this is 299
$2.99,
of
baby.
the CSP, man.
$2.99, baby.
Shout out to our man Ants. We got Kai Phoenix in the building, myself, Star in the building, and of course, as Kai introduced, the legendary Mad One is in the
Wiggy.
building.
Cope ready. Starlito.
We in here, man.
Let's go.
one thing I want to say too is because I know we were talking briefly pre-record about this project right here.
Wow, dude.
And you know, I was going back, and I think this is maybe like a month ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was going back and just going through old stuff, you know, and I was just like, you know, where all the CDs were at. You know, I had a whole box load of them, right?
Wow.
And I'm like, man, I don't know what to keep here anymore. You know, like, of course, there's standout ones, and of course,
Right.
there's like throwaways that, you know,
Right.
you probably
Take
don't
up
need.
space.
Yeah, just
I can't roll no more weed on this.
And
My
I
kid
see-
finding the C's on there. I got to get rid of this.
yeah.
Why you say this so dusty?
Yeah, man. But I seen this one in particular, and I was like, I felt like I needed to tell Kai about it.
Yeah.
And I don't think I knew about the extent of y'all's like
History.
history or friendship or anything like that. It's just something I happened to do, and then you know the idea, of course, of inviting you on eventually came about. But I was just like, dude, I started to think back, like I was telling you earlier, about where this project came from. What year did I get it? What were we doing? You
Yeah.
know, and because I could think back on some of the other projects I purchased over the years, you know,
Yeah.
growing
Yeah.
up and shit like that. You know, I
All
started,
the great ones you remember.
yeah,
Follow the
yeah.
leader. 88 shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Some of
Yeah.
the other
Who?
shit, yeah,
90,
I don't know.
90, 94.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Outkast, 94. You
And
remember.
it's always dope too when you get it directly from that person
The source.
creating
Right,
it.
right,
The
right,
source,
right.
the source directly, yeah. So
yeah, man.
you know, I've gotten many projects throughout the years directly from sources and stuff, and those are probably the ones I'm holding on to.
Right.
This being one of the first ones, I think, because if I'm not mistaken, this might have been obtained the first time I ever performed on a stage
Wow,
before.
nice.
And I think if I could be wrong, but like I said, just my memory, just you know, kind of affiliating it with the location that we were at, and I was only there like one or two times, and I performed at those times. And you was there, I was like, we might have fucking opened for him.
Right.
Or been one of the early openers or some shit like that. Because I know he came on way later.
Right.
And so, you know, just to be a part of that and then to obtain one of these projects. And I don't really go and just buy projects unless I'm really feeling the performance.
Right.
You know, I get, you know, just like we talked to a few other artists here, including Natalie, you know, I see your performance, I could be sold right there.
That seals the deal.
Yeah, like if I
Yeah.
see your talent live, that tells me a
Mhm.
lot because some people can do like dope projects and then you see them live and it's like, yeah, I'm not really impressed.
Right.
You know, and
right.
Yeah.
right.
and that
Are they
turned that-
rapping on their vocals?
Yeah.
We put niggas in a chokehold to rap on their vocals.
and I look at it different too, not only as a past performer, but as like a consumer as well, where I have an appreciation for what you can do live.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what the hell you're doing in the studio.
Right.
You know, they could really torch up your fucking
Engineer,
vocals and just really enhance in all kinds of ways where this might not even be you like in real life. You know what
The
I'm saying?
connection to the people is really important, man. You know, I don't get too tipsy, none of that before I get on stage. I don't want to cheat the people, man.
MCs move
You
the
know,
crowd.
You know, that freestyle, when you start freestyling and talking about somebody's shirt or, you know what I mean, bigging them up as an MC in the crowd, they don't forget that, man.
No, they feel
They
like
don't
they're
forget that.
that's that feeling. Even you know, if you separate it from just hip hop, like comedy shows,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm
spoken
doing a little
words.
bit of all those elements, man.
Yeah,
I
and-
do a little spoken word.
And when they talk to you directly,
Little comedy.
you feel something. You're
Yeah.
a part of the show. You
It's
know,
almost like a preacher in his pulpit.
Yeah.
There's no difference.
For sure.
yeah.
There's no separation. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
energy you give is the energy you give back. And sometimes you got to give more energy to receive the
To spark
energy
them
you
up,
deserve.
yeah. Of course, of course.
Yeah. This
And-
is all currency. It's audio currency. Every great artist wants to be heard. You know what I mean?
Of course.
You know, you might not do this for fame and riches, but you definitely want to do it to make a connection
Or an
send
impact,
some energy or impact that
For
affects
sure.
people's journey in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was listening to your song and it got me through my day, man. I was about to straight flip out,
Yeah.
put some wig in the deck, man. I was cool, man. I had to use my wisdom to get through it.
And it's,
So-
and it's dope that you still feel that way, you know,
Yeah.
because sometimes I do feel like certain artists, after they reach a certain, you know, level,
They lose that passion.
yeah, or like the care about like what the
Yeah.
audience or
Yeah.
their true audience
Yeah.
thinks,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And then to me that's kind of hurtful at times because you could be meeting your favorite rapper ever and then just kind of disses you in the street. It's just like, damn.
I mean,
think-
he cultivated his
Yeah.
audience. When you look at, you know what I'm saying? When you look at his catalog and who he appeals to, he already has his. That's why you don't ever see Wig getting into all the politics or any arguments that go on within the. He's got his audience. He ain't playing around with y'all.
Of course.
He don't give a shit.
Of
You know what I'm
course.
saying? So
Yeah, and I think that's okay. And you know, because I do feel like I'm in the same kind of lane. where I know what I want to be doing. I know like who I want to interact with.
Right.
And unless somebody wants to, kind of support what we're doing or, kind of do something in a positive manner to kind of, push forward whatever our agenda is.
I'm cool with a small army, homie. You know what I mean?
I'm cool with the rest of the shit. Yeah.
The story of Job, not Job, but Gideon's army was a select army of soldiers that fought the war or whatever you want to classify it as. And that's what I like to consider my followers, our supporters, I should say.
Yeah.
You can have 1 trillion followers, but if they ain't got, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What kind of impact? They're going to go from the next.
They're going to go right to the next.
You know what I mean?
Whatever's hot.
Yeah.
If you're looking for quintessential bars and beats, that's what I try and focus on.
Yeah.
Now, what the instrumental tells me to write or narrate, that's a whole different thing. I try.
For sure.
This beat sounds really cold. Let me, you know what I mean?
Just out of curiosity, who would you say, or like, I guess taking a look at the state of the culture now, like music now and how it's evolved, like, how do you see it now? Like, do you find a lot of it that does interest you, or do you enjoy as well, or do you kind of stick to your roots? You're, with the old school sound, the lyrical music, or do you kind of dabble into the new shit today?
I try and do what I'm not what I'm good at. Try and do what I'm great at. You know what I mean? It's always going to be a place for passion-driven music, so I just try and stick to that. Now, if something catches me and I organically feel it, I just try and stick to the organics. You know what I mean? If it's a more current beat, I'll try and tackle it. You know what I mean? If it makes sense.
Well, I guess it.
But
my question, man, was
listening.
Like more
you
for
probably
like,
won't catch me doing no auto tune, no millennium soon. Yeah.
But like if you're listening, like because I'm assuming you're a student of the game, so you're always kind of
I keep in touch to a lot of different genres of music, man.
Yeah. So what interests you like in the new age, like these years now?
No, it's always been delivery, cadence, vocal. Some people are not really lyrical; they just jamming like a fool. You know what I mean?
But it sound good.
That boys in them pockets. You know what I mean? Like a wallet. Yeah. And some people could be real lyrical, and sound like a fucking nerd. Let's just be honest. You know what I mean? Get that shit out of here. You know what I mean? But man, to me, honestly, the golden era never died. It's a lot of people still providing you what you need. You know what I mean? The Planet Asias, the Rock Marcianos, the aforementioned K Renos and et cetera, et cetera. It's even some unsung people like the Neot, my boy Frank D'Amato. I could keep going. Entry, a whole bunch of names.
And Entry
Lazy Grange, Jamar Quality. I can keep going. For every reason you say hip hop ain't what it is, I can show you an example of why it is what it is.
You just got to dig. You just got to
go
look
for diamonds. Diamonds ain't never been in the service.
No.
You know what I mean? For every, no disrespect to Vanilla Ice, I kind of like him as a person, but there was always a wise, intelligent for that other mainstream artist. You know what I mean?
Right.
Of course.
Sometimes lyrics go over people's head. You some of your experiences sometimes, and sometimes things don't translate to some people.
Yeah.
I played what I thought it to be some of the greatest songs in the world to people, and it just didn't connect. Like Pharaoh Montes, Straight Bullet. I don't know if y'all familiar, the song about a bullet. And I played it, and some people didn't get it. That sound like some
Pharaoh gonna make you dizzy.
Yeah,
if you ain't used to, he's a
lyricist.
He's super lyricist.
Yeah,
he'll make you like he's one of them ones that sounds like
I'm coming for you, little girl. Once inside, I shatter your world. I was like, damn.
He sound like he one of them ones that sound like they speak in a foreign language.
Yeah.
Sort of like
Nas, I gave you power.
I gave you power.
Same example. Yep. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, I could visualize every bar.
Yeah, that was different.
Yeah,
that was different though.
Like
I gave you power. Oh my gosh, that
man.
shit. I forget what age I was when I first. That's probably one of the reasons he's my favorite. It just was like blew your fucking sort of like.
So
Cannabis.
you come from multi generations of hip hop.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I remember when Cannabis first came out.
Wow, dude.
When he first came out.
Yeah, he was destroying everything.
When he first hit, it was like, yo, he was my first. Rewind that shit. Yeah. He was the first that was rewind.
Do you think that's an example how a popularity contest might declare the winner?
Oh, we already know. We know he won that, but we all know he won that.
It's hard to go after that motherfucker. L. Yeah.
He had one line, but second round knockout to me, that was about the end of it.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's one of the things that kind of trouble me about hip hop. Sometimes it's a popularity contest.
I mean,
and true talent go unsung.
It feels like it's like that most of the time.
Though.
Yeah, most of the time it is.
Yeah.
That was the first. I think that was the first blaring example, because if you look at past
By all
if you look at past battles, whoever killed is whoever killed.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I was like, he was right. His audience was predominantly women in old school.
Yeah.
And they were like, nah, he won. I'm like, nah,
You've been in battles before, right?
Yeah, it was like clearly won.
There's been times where you've been like, man, this nigga Jordan win every night. Fuck him. Find some reason to boo.
How many?
I like the new Jordans. Boo.
How many battles or I guess let me starting with you, Kai. How many battles do you think you've been involved in, like yourself?
Shit.
No, I could say,
or if there's too many to count, where there's standout
no. See, it's different. You got ones where it's people that you know, and it's not really battles, it's sparring, right?
Yeah, of course,
it's sort of sparring.
Yeah,
but
let's put the spars aside.
You talk about battles where either I don't know you or I know you and I don't fucking like you.
Yeah,
I give myself about 6.
Yeah,
okay,
that's a fair assessment.
I had one in my first one was in high school.
Oh, without beats, probably beats from my.
No. My first one, I was in high school. And we had this, South Carolina. We thought we was the hip hop ones, and we had this kid Dean who came from Harlem.
Oh, okay.
And he came down to the school, and everybody was on his fucking nuts. And so we both knew that my crew and his crew were going to be on a talent show. So they got up there and just blatantly ripped off DMX. Had a whole prayer in the beginning. Father, I come to you, huh? We're like, this nigga's doing DMX, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got mad, and when it was our turn, in the middle of my rap, I go, where you at, Dean? Y'all can't get with the team. I got video of this shit.
Right.
And the whole crowd is like, oh.
Right.
So Dean and his whole crew, like the whole crew in the back row, get up and start making their way to the stage. Now I'm nervous on the talent show because they're making their way to the stage. And like several teachers had to stop them from getting on stage. So he's just sort of looking at me like, after this fucking performance is us. So as soon as we finished performing, we had to go out.
Yeah.
And we went outside to the back. He battled like I had never seen battle before.
Mm-hmm.
I let him go first, and this nigga just started spitting for like 2-3 minutes straight.
Was he
nothing
with
personal, but he just was, and you're just sitting there like, holy shit. So I'm thinking I'm going, he's spitting written shit, but he's spitting for a long time, and everybody's impressed.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit. So I spit a little bit freestyle, and I say something directly, and he had this kid named Tion that did his chorus for the rap, and it was terrible. So I said, you're boring us, stupid idiot, with Tion spitting your chorus, and then everybody started laughing, and it was like, oh, that's it, I won.
Mm-hmm. It was a rap right there?
It was a rap right there. I cut it short. But that was my first one, and then the rest.
That's when you know you really want to battle, when you make a motherfucker forfeit.
Dog,
so you was on some Clarence shit.
Sure. Clarence family had a good marriage,
Had a real good marriage.
Now give me an MC license. That's just revoked.
Nah, but I remember listening to him on the radio battling and shit like that. And I was at work just this nigga wig, bro.
Some combat, man.
I did think it was crazy how Clarence went from that to the Marvel.
Yeah, he went to the Avengers. Fuck Slim
Shady. You've been in some battles when you had to put physical hands on people for not taking their loss correctly. You know what I mean? I done seen it all.
I know, Entry, damn.
I done seen it all, bro.
I'm tired of Entry not taking that loss.
Entry lost to him.
I had one battle my whole life.
It's funny, in rap, you will meet your Achilles heel.
Well,
you might think you the toughest, most brolic dude
that night.
And some nerd
that night
come in there and get your shit.
Entry's Achilles heel was Hennessy.
Let's tell the story.
That's why I tell you, don't cheat the people, man.
Let's tell the story real quick.
You better be in the right mind.
Entry was in a coma.
So we was in a... We stepped out. Me and him occasionally like to have like a moment of having like, where we putting everything on the table. A lot of conversation, about what's going on in life, things of that sort. Music that we're interested in, the state of like, what's the next, what's next in the game plan, right?
Yeah.
And so we're there, we're having a conversation over some drinks, having a good time. And I remember things, sometimes when somebody else enters the room and you start conversing with them, based on what you're talking about, you might start getting amped up a little bit, right?
And Entry had been drinking something out of a bathtub.
Yo, relax. Yeah. I'm pretty sure
that's
it was
like moonshine.
That's that moonshine.
And so we're talking to this older white man, right? And he's talking. You can tell he got money. He's talking about these exotic vehicles that he has, and blah blah blah. And Entry's really involved in this conversation, right? And I'm just like, yeah. And then continuing we're both still sipping.
Yeah.
At the same time. White dude is fond of us. He's like, man, y'all cool guys. hey, get them rounds of shots and shit, right? Yeah. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just
This
here.
is
I'm
before the battle?
Yes.
Oh. Drink up.
Caught him at a weak moment.
Hey, we drinking the same shit, man. In my eyes, we're levels. In my eyes, if we're drinking the exact same quantity of drink,
wow,
we're level.
If you're drinking it differently, though, I know I'll be sipping while other people shot.
I might see. I understand the pace. Pace is important, right? So, fast forward. The man leaves, right? He goes by his business. It's just us now. He's like, man, I gotta let you hear these bars, yo. And I was like, word. I was like, all right. We always do this, so it's not nothing new. But on this day, I didn't feel like being quiet. I just did it. And he started rapping. Of course, it's entry, it's dope shit, right?
Yeah, he always got bars.
He's rapping. I just I just don't feel like hearing it. So I just take the last word that he says, and I just start rapping back towards him, but using his words, kind of flipping them against him now, playfully. It started.
Ain't no playful with entry.
I should have known, right? And so I'm doing it. He stops and he's in pause, right? He's just there with his eyes wide, are you rapping back at me? What is going on right now?
How dare you?
You can see, You can see the eyes getting dilated and a little fire in the back. And I was just like, oh, he's getting upset. And then, so I'm rapping it and then I stop.
Yeah.
He start rapping back at me. I'm like, are we rap battling at Kona Grill?
Yeah.
This is what's going on.
Huh?
I guess it's time.
Beef, nigga.
Yeah. And then he started rapping back at me. Cut him off again. Yeah. Boom. Yeah. Start going.
You caught the last dragon glow on his ass.
I caught the head.
That Timac.
I am.
If you get wet and you drink, you better have the ability to freestyle, man. Because you ain't gonna remember shit.
Drink, that's crazy.
You ain't gonna remember shit, man. You know what I mean?
It was such a fun experience though, because I don't have battle experience. Mm-hmm. But the fact that I think I was watching URL around that time, real heavy too, and then I was just my mind just went into that mode for some reason. Mm-hmm. I'm just I'm gonna just do what I see, and start spitting. And I don't know how long it went for, but I just know I was like, hey man, you took that L, man.
Wear it.
And he was just kind of surprised, and then like you said, maybe he didn't remember.
Yeah,
I don't know. I do.
Yeah.
Entriago.
I don't know too many undefeated rap battlers, man. There's always somebody that got.
I'm here now. Okay. I'm 1-0 and retired. You know what I'm saying? I retired 5 minutes after the battle.
I got my one victory.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my ball,
no defeats,
and I'm going home with it.
You got to go out on top sometimes, man. That's what it's all about, man.
Yo, Wig, let's talk about the beginning, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about your journey.
Way back.
Was it earlier or is it high school?
No, but before that,
definitely high school, bro.
Before that, where you from? Even if you're from here, side of town.
I'm San Antonio to the bone, man. You know what I mean? That's back when Mayor Cisneros was doing this thing.
Cisneros.
Hey.
Cisneros.
He been here since Neros.
San Antonio, the home of churches and Mad One Versus.
Hey.
That's fire.
Gonna get you some. No, but yeah, man.
I prefer Popeyes, but it's all right.
I grew up in that G era, that golden. And I have to give it up to KSYM, man. They always, man, that's the first place I heard Big Daddy Kane Raw.
Right.
But back in that era, MCs had their own superpowers. It almost looks like they were members of the X-Men and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? God damn.
K was the fast.
What? Him and Molly Mall, man. Yeah, then seeing that era change from Beat Machine to kind of samples and shit.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And I was a KSYM listener, man. And that sparked my development. But then I found out one of my homeboys from around the street had 2 Casio SK5s, 5 seconds of sampling, but he had 2 of them connected to each other to get more sampling time. He would speed up the records, the 45s or records. I'd be like, damn, nigga, that shit sound like James Brown in your keyboard. And he'd be like, oh, fool, that's called sampling. Rest in peace, Trey X.
Yeah,
Trey X and Furthermore. Those were 2 of the first guys. I think it was 14 Karat Fresh back then, not Furthermore at the time. But they were the first people I knew at San Antonio that was sampling. And I was always just entrenched by the sample culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Heavily influenced, man. When you create elements from the ancestors speaking through the music, man, it's almost like you channeling the souls and spirits. You know what I mean? Of our our lineage.
Some of these samples that have, come about over the years are incredible.
Yeah.
Not only that, but even
especially with what they got going now, where you can stem shit, like separate the drums
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
bass
yeah.
line.
That shit is
That
amazing.
shit is crazy.
But my
bro.
thing was always been, I don't like when you just take a little piece. If you're gonna sample the shit,
Sample the whole thing.
sample it, like get the feeling. Use
Yeah.
more pieces of it. Don't just take one and just loop it over. That shit is boring and it doesn't do it justice.
Yeah.
And then you just speed up the soul, so it's just a high pitch.
Yeah.
So like you just lose all the
Right.
soul. Sample more of it.
Yeah. Especially if you're using something that people use 10,000 times.
You know what I'm saying?
Make that shit funky.
Yeah.
Pete Rock may use a sample that many people use, but he put his little swing on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And make it dope. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely you got to delve deep in it. A lot of people finish before they really get into it. Oh, that's it. I got a loop.
Yep.
Like, motherfucker, dip into that shit, man. Go ahead and put some seasoning in that bitch. Make that shit a thing.
If you are, man, if you're gonna
Yeah.
sample, like
You-
get the feeling of
Yeah.
what the original was,
Man,
man.
don't give me no Mickey D hamburger beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want the full gourmet.
Yeah, man. Get the choruses, put the greens in that motherfucker, the essentials, man.
Yeah.
So
And
was
usually the guys that make you the hamburger beats, they flood your email with that bullshit.
Yeah.
Stop fucking up that shit. You spamming me more than Timu. You know what I mean?
yo,
Them motherfuckers are relentless.
I'm so goddamn.
Nigga, how many jackets
I'm so
can I
goddamn
buy?
sick of T-Move
You know what I
fucking
mean?
commercials
I
and
live in
shit.
Texas, motherfucker. I don't need that many
Shit.
jackets. Shit.
So, high school,
Yeah, high school was definitely,
Where'd
that's
you
where it
go?
all came together. Roosevelt.
Okay.
We called it Floosevelt back in them days, but yeah, man, that's when it was going down. Shout out to my boy Kumar. He was like the Don King. Before I got out of math class, nigga, you got a battle at 3 o'clock, nigga. These niggas is weak. That's my boy Bam. I'm like, man, come on, man. These some real
These niggas
gangsters
is
out
weak.
got me battling. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious.
No, you couldn't
Yeah.
tolerate that shit. That
Yeah.
was the culture back then. Of
Yeah.
like everybody trying to rap, but you can't
Yeah.
be weak, nigga.
Yeah.
Of course.
If you're gonna rap, you
You
can't.
gotta
be
have
weak, or
more
we
than that
coming to
one
get you.
verse.
Yeah.
It was one dude, Maurice. On the traces of my breath, you smell Canadian mist. I was like, shit.
Because you
For a
wanted to be the
14-year-old
best in
I was just blown
school.
away by that shit.
You wanted to be the best in school.
But
You want to be the top niggas in
That
school.
was the only verse he had. You know what I mean? But yeah, you definitely, that's how you start building your rankings.
You want to be the
The
top
MC
nigga
battles
in
at the
school.
lunch table.
Yup.
That's your training grounds. That's your white belt to yellow.
See-
you know what I mean?
See, I think for me, that would have, like I said, that going back to that would have been an incredible thing to witness because I
Oh,
think
man,
by
it
the
was
time
intense.
my high school years came around, you're right. A lot of people were on that coming down Texas music
But
at that time.
even that is like
Yeah.
when
There's always an
when you're
exception
when
to the
you're when you're
rule.
b-boying,
Yeah.
everybody starts with a rock.
Right.
That's your starting move. Like
Yeah.
we could do that all day. We used to make up games with that shit. Like all right, if everybody's gathered around, I'm gonna write a word. And then everybody pitches in a word that rhymes with that word, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then there's a nigga that reserved for the beat. He makes the beat. The object of the game is to say every word in the whole list.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do a freestyle using every word,
Yeah.
and it's got to make sense.
Yeah.
And if you're dope enough, you do the whole sentence and then do it backwards.
Right.
And everybody in the cafeteria is like, it's
Yeah.
fucking crazy. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, ours wasn't that cool.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah, for us it was like, all right, who could make the best beat on the on the lunch table, and who had the coolest sounding flow, and you had to
Right.
for you to stand out. Then I felt like you had to like swag it
Yeah.
out a little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the way you delivered it was even if you weren't spitting like mad bars,
Yeah.
but who do they remember
Right.
rapping last? Like who stood out in that whole lunch session?
Right.
Was that
But
dude?
Let's be honest, man. When the shift came and where you saw a lot of corny motherfuckers getting on and non-lyrical skilled motherfuckers, it gave a lot of people the ambition to want to be them same lame motherfuckers.
Because
you know what I mean?
you look at it and you're
Yeah.
like, I can do that.
Oh, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, as soon as you see,
And
like,
they want
I
the
can do
lifestyle
that.
presented by the
Yeah.
labels, but they don't know what the reality of this shit is like. Finding out Santa Claus ain't fucking real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It used to be
That signing bonuses alone is worse than a loan shark.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say something I've actually never said or
Speak the
told to
truth,
anybody.
man. Special ed this shit.
There is
That nigga told the truth.
told the truth, man.
Right.
I never wanted to rap.
Mhm.
Before. I never had the idea to rap. Like,
Mhm.
you see the homies,
Yeah.
Throughout school doing this
Yeah.
shit. And
I was scared to death to rap.
it
man.
was
just
for
because
them.
of the standard.
Yeah.
The bar.
yeah,
You
for
know
us,
what I mean, my homeboy had to tell me, nigga, did you write? Oh shit.
Yeah.
The same Don King motherfucker. Ah.
yeah, but I was like, that's for them.
Yeah.
Like, let
Yeah.
them do that shit. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know nothing about that life. I come up in a household too where nobody listened to rap. I didn't have no cousins introducing me to shit. I had the homies who would.
Right.
At home, it's like we playing a lot of the old school joints. There's a lot of Bon Jovi, a whole bunch of crap. You know, like shit. My dad even played like some of the old 70s disco shit.
That's what made Method Man the artist he is.
If for sure. He just used all those.
A lot of rock references and 80s shit,
cartoons and kung fu and all of that shit. Yeah, and they were just a fucking cartoon. They were just rhyming nursery rhymes.
Commercials of the 80s.
That's the second rap I ever learned was Das Effects because it was nothing but nursery rhymes. But they seemed like they would kill you, like physically. They seemed like they would kill you, but they were just.
That's when MCs had their own superpowers.
Tic-tac-toe. I get the
like the Def Squad is like a comic book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Redman got his powers, Chief Murray got his. With the lyrical innovation,
but there is a lane for that. There are such things as hip hop characters. ODB was a hip hop character.
Oh, he was not like no other.
Redman was a hip hop character. Method Man was a Busta Rhymes was a hip hop character. Snoop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Unlike no other. You could try, but you're not gonna. You know what I mean?
I think too. Just to conclude that the whole thing was when the homies, like when you start, you go and you kick it at somebody's spot, right? And you're there, and it's when they decide to like let's bring out the computer, let's put the beats on, and everybody start rapping, right? And I used to be that kid in the back, like I'm chilling, right? And come on, get in this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm all right.
And then you go to it like a fish in water.
You just say whatever, right?
Yeah.
But then there's like something like a switch flip right there.
Yeah.
For me, I was just like, why everybody was just doing it just for fun and like, I was like, if you're gonna be spending this much time rapping and shit, we should probably make something of it, at least, right? So I'm thinking like in that mindset now, mind you, none of my friends was working at the time.
Mm-hmm.
They just, at home and go to school and go home. For me, I worked throughout high school, so like I had my own money. I bought my own shit, right, all the time, clothes, shoes.
Right.
So for me now, it's like, all right, well, I got money. I might as well just start. Let me go buy some, little starter up, recording equipment, and that's where I kind of began. I was like, all the other guys started to fall back and fade. I was like, oh, they ain't trying to. They're not thinking about the bigger picture,
right? Longevity.
Yeah, they're not really trying to do this. And so I was the only one who continued. I don't know what happened to those guys. Right? They used to be some of my best.
You're gonna lose more people than
they just weren't serious. They just like to participate, but they weren't like, let's actually pursue this shit because that's a little different.
I think there was maybe a fear of it. There was a fear of pursuing that, that goal of like reaching something, in
they're
rap.
more attracted to the lifestyle when they find out what it takes.
Oh yeah,
to be a consistent artist
or to invest in yourself. They didn't want to invest anything in themselves.
It just was fun to them, but everybody, like I think. Everybody has that, and that anybody that went on to do something, started off in high school and had that friend like you. For me, his name was Alan Odadoy.
Yeah,
wow.
And I had a rhyme partner, but Alan was part of our group.
Mm-hmm.
But he's the one who just would go and buy equipment.
Yeah,
and he could record us. So there's always that one dude that just was like
everything at the house.
He would just go get the stuff,
and
that's the beginning of everybody's fucking journey.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And you know what? And I will say, like. Once I started kind of trying to figure shit out, because, I don't have no engineer skills. I'm trying to do everything. I don't got no connections. I'm trying my best to, like, how do you make your voices sound as clear as what I hear on CDs and a radio, right? So I'm doing my best to try to mix my own shit.
Yeah.
And then, people start hearing you, and they think that sounds good. They want to be introduced to it, work with you, and they want to come through. And I'm like, that's how all that shit began.
Yep.
It went from just, like, having fun in somebody's bedroom to fucking now I'm setting up a studio.
Right.
And... It was a crazy little journey, but it shows like how something that's not even your idea or in your interest can kind of take over you for like the next 5 to 6 years.
But it's always like that. It's something that has a background and you can see the art and science of it. Yeah. Even if it, you know what I'm saying? I fell in love with all of it, graffiti and all of that stuff like that. B-boying, my brother and I would break dance when we were just kids in England, spinning on our head. My dad would take us to the disc. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's easy to spin on that head, right?
Yeah. Not at the time. You know what I'm saying? My brother did.
Remember
most
the
of the
what was it? The K-Tel compilations that give you break by break instructions on how to pop lock.
Crazy,
that shit was crazy, man.
But yeah, you fall in love with all of it, and when you see it actually, like I said, when you see people actually chopping up samples, and you're like, this is like fucking science.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you see the art of it,
and
putting words together. I started rapping based on like I said, it was competitive for me. There was a kid in my class that was just getting all the fucking females and stuff like that. He was doing poetry and shit. I'm like, I'm better. I can do that shit.
Right.
And I tried to do it and gave it to him, and he was like, oh, that's cool. And that right there, from that point on, my whole goal was to try to impress this nigga or be better than him. Right. I failed 2 classes. just writing rhymes. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck about the class. You fall in love with that shit. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
It's that deep.
And then then it became
something
Observation of
something motivates you to do
people
it.
like Tribe Called Quest and how they just cultivated their albums.
Yep.
Rhyme wise and production wise, that was amazing to see, man. The people's instinctives
travels.
Yeah, that changed my life. Just to hear the infusion
It's
of,
more than
of
just
soul
speaking.
and jazz.
For me, that was Illmatic.
But that journey to low end theory is like a musical victory in itself. Just to hear the transition from the first one, we kind of know what we want to do. There's some great music, but then we've mastered what we kind of doing. Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah.
Back in the day when I was, you know what I mean? Just the voice. And
I just remember watching the videos like just
crazy.
in awe. And they were on a run. But for me, it was, I remember we used to ride the bus with some of the high school students. And I remember I kept hearing this name, right? Nas. Yeah. I ain't never seen him, but I kept hearing it. And I remember the high school students, they had this project in high school where they had to like paint. They had some gifted kids.
Was the first
where they
single
had
you
to
heard?
paint somebody that
It Ain't Hard to
influenced
Tell?
them. And it was 4 people on the bus that paint the same nigga and didn't even know that they painted the same dude. And they were like, nah, this is Nas. I was like, who the fuck is Nas?
You kept hearing the name.
I keep hearing the name. These niggas are painting pictures of him. And then you hear my favorite song is Whose World Is This? And it was just like,
yeah, that was crazy.
Pete Rock and Nas, and that was it.
You
now
know the
you're
remix,
transfixed.
the
And
remix, the Q-Tip remix of The World
And
Is
I
Yours?
came from hip hop. The first I remember hearing Curtis Blow. My favorite rapper was
yeah.
Kool Moe D, and
Yeah, he was cold.
NWA hit and fucking. And I'm a little. My dad didn't spare me from nothing. We was listening to Ice Cube when I shouldn't have been listening to Ice Cube.
Right.
NWA. I'm in the car with my dad. Motherfucker, suck my dick, motherfucker. And I'm 7, 8, 9 years old and shit like that. He didn't shield me from nothing.
But Cube quickly, he started dropping street knowledge though. Like a death certificate, one of the greatest albums ever made.
From he started getting in the nation. He connected Nation of Islam in the streets.
Yeah,
but at that point in time, Public Enemy, X-Clan.
Come on, man.
And if you look at who I am mentally
music.
now, it came from that era.
That era was like the Big Brother era.
I was just like 8, 9 years old, and you listen to X-Clan and Public Enemy,
putting you on
NWA, and Ice Cube and shit like that. So I
Patrice
became
Lumumba.
Afrocentric.
This is how you learn names like that.
And they was preaching that shit. They was
yeah.
saying all these names, and you were like, "Who is?"
It shaped the
Even
minds.
in
we were walking around with medallions, man. We
we
loved
was
each
wearing
other.
all X medallions, X hats, and shit like that.
It was always the gangster shit too, but it now seems like hip hop more so now is a deaf culture.
But even
They
if you
used
look
to
at
respect
Soulquarians,
knowledge and wisdom, then they started respecting money, knowledge.
Yeah.
Now they only respect bodies.
when you look at the
Respect murder and shit.
Soulquarians moment, where it's Pharaoh, where it's Common, which is my favorite moment. Most Def to Live.
Yeah.
They're rhyming and they're saying shit like Nina Simone and this, and I'm like, who is that? I don't even know who they are, so I go and research.
That's the
Just
beauty
because
of
of hip hop. Yeah.
it's educates you in a way, right?
It
did.
gave
It
James
really
Brown
did.
a second life.
Yeah.
This the people that they sample from.
Yep.
Like, I'm listening to
Roy Hargrove and all of that shit.
Yeah.
I start researching why they keep sampling these people. Who the fuck is Jill Scott Heron?
Right.
So I would research who was Jill because of rap music.
I hearing
of
the
course.
date rape and finding out the sample was a jazz artist named Cannonball Adderley.
Yep.
Man, let me go check this dude out. You know what I mean? It's a connection, which we seem to kind of have lost. But that connection, that's the sample element, made us learn about the ancestors and those before us.
Well, I think all things start off pure.
I think that also happened like with some of of course in my time, when the Waynes and the younger Yays were coming out, like
Kendrick.
Yeah, Kendrick. They were, they were mentioning names as well for us. And I'm like when Ye was always talking about these high level, CEOs and just owners of different brands and shit like that. I was like,
and right now, I think
like,
he's
who
in
the
his
hell?
second prime right now.
Who?
Wayne. That the shit he did on the Nas shit and the shit on the Benny shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely.
Yeah,
I think he's feeling that shit again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like kind of back to where he was, in my opinion.
Yeah.
From what I've
I
heard.
didn't hear Holly Grove yet.
I haven't either. Is
that the
Him and 2 Chainz?
Yeah,
the second one.
Yeah.
I started.
But I heard
to.
it was jamming.
I started
Really?
to. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's just kind of like
that verse on Live Forever though on that live shit. God.
I kind of feel like Wayne was, because for a little while, maybe some people might have forgot, and
They
then
always do.
and then
Until you remind them.
yeah, and now that he's, he's active, like real active again. I'm like, this dude hasn't really lost a touch.
Yeah.
You know, and you could tell somebody who lives and breathes this shit.
Yeah.
And I forgot that, I saw the video where he touched base on the thing we talked about last week about Andre 3000, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he was talking about that same thing.
Yep.
And he was just like, I can't do that, man. He's
can't
like,
understand
at
it.
48, what can I not
There's
talk about?
So
Right.
like
He's
you've
like,
got so much.
Your perspective is
You've got so much.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm glad that he
Ain't no substitute like experience.
Yo, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
And that's what, like, just him saying that alone, I was just like, I respected it more. I'm just like, you know what? Like, I love where his mindset is at. It's true. The older you get, the more experience you do have, and the
better
more you can
if you
speak
stay
on.
tuned in, the better you get at it. Because
Yeah.
at this moment, all of those vets are doing it better.
Yeah.
Right.
And they've established a new genre, which is the grown up contemporary rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think everybody expressed the same thing. And shout out to IQ. Me and IQ talk about
That's
it too.
my guy.
Even though he thought I was
Yeah.
being real disrespectful, I was like, we agree on the same thing. That Andre 3000 shit kind of broke our hearts to hear his
Yeah.
perspective.
We selfish. We want to hear them bars. You know what I mean?
It's not only that, it's just he's sort of like saying, well, I'm 48. What am I going to rhyme about? Every fucking
Me
thing.
personally,
And you've been out of the game, so you've just been able to watch
Yeah.
and see.
I don't believe it's over with though. I think
Of course
gonna come,
not.
it's gonna come with you. It's gonna come. It's hard to give up something you love so much.
The one thing I will say that I agreed with was
It's an album in the chamber somewhere.
Oh yeah, yeah. But what you said was the fact that like what he had said, you
Yeah.
know, and just kind of making it to where like you really feel like there's nothing to say right now. Like, come on, man. Like
That's
that's
interesting, man.
I think
Yeah.
it's a disconnect though.
there has to be.
It's like the people like the Rakims and the Andre 3000. They probably not digging into the underground playlist like some other fans are.
Oh,
They
yeah,
might be
yeah.
separated from what's going on. And
Or-
not hearing the right artists to motivate them, but you know what I mean.
I mean, if you
There's
listen
a
to
lot of people
if you
his
listen
age
to,
that's busting. You know what I mean?
if you listen to
That's
what he
not a
did
valid
on Killer
excuse.
Mike's album,
Yeah, he killed that.
Andre is Andre.
Shit. Yeah,
He's on anytime you know how he knows how to make fire.
yeah,
Yeah.
Period. He's just got to be inspired to speak, and maybe he's just not at the moment inspired to speak. But to say something like, "At this age, that's crazy." When you get a certain age, when you become the elders, it's automatically in you to pass down information. So I can't understand how you could have lived that kind of life
Yeah.
and have no information to pass down or have no observations, nothing.
I
He's
think
never done a solo album, so that pressure might be getting to him. Outkast's trajectory has always been,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Up, you know what I mean?
That
And
might have-
sales.
that might have
He
been
probably
it.
got albums just waiting, but he just
It's-
his level of
It's
this
crazy.
ain't ready yet.
He'll like
Some
we'll
people are
tune
like
in.
that.
There's certain look, and I hate to harp back on this, but there are certain artists. First of all, we're gonna tune into anything he does because of who he is,
Yeah.
Right?
the weight that he holds.
Yeah.
But you know who else is like that? Even though I made the parallel, Lauren is the same way. Have you ever seen the first time Nicki Minaj met Lauryn Hill
yeah.
on video?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't see it.
She hit her knees.
yeah,
She
like,
couldn't get off the floor, and Lauren kept trying to
In
pick
praise.
her up.
Yeah,
And praise.
Like
you know.
get up because she loved her so. Her name holds so much weight. So if Lauren decided to come back and make an album in the era of Booty Hole Brown, her
man.
name
Yo.
carries like her words. Listen to me though. Her words in the era of a female MC or a female rapper saying, "My booty hole brown, my pussy pink." When Lauryn Hill comes to talk to you, everybody fucking listens because of the contrast. But she ain't coming.
You know that
And if she does, she coming late.
Yeah, she might. Man, these industry politics stop a lot of more dope shit from coming
It
out.
wasn't
than
industry
releasing.
politics. It was a
You don't
fucking
think?
Marley that couldn't keep his dick in his pants. Let's be real.
But-
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as far as Andre, it's the same thing. It was like your words hold so much weight. For you not to speak is really disappointing because there's very few people we hold like that. Like we'll give you years to decide what you're going to talk about, and we'll wait.
Yeah.
There's very few people we're going to wait. Even Wayne at his height,
but-
when he had spawned so many babies,
Of course.
when he got quiet, they took over, created their own stuff. When he came back, it kind of didn't feel like he had to remind them of who he was.
You know
because
where
of that,
you know where you came from.
that lawsuit, that shit with Baby
yeah.
took him out for what, 5 years?
At least.
And within that time, niggas
but
filled the gap.
He seems like a person that's always creating through whatever he's going through.
Sure,
Maybe Lauren is. I don't understand what's the excuse for not coming out. You know
her
what I
lane,
mean?
her lane.
We all go
is
through
wide
shit.
open.
You just gotta. You should channel that shit to make great
Lauryn
music.
Hill comes back in the era of City Girls and all of that shit and just cuts everything with just her words because she's fucking Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
That's two different planets, though. You know what I mean?
It is crazy that we're in the era of Booty Hole Brown. That's crazy, yo.
It's funny because I was talking to my homeboy and I was trying to tell him, and then I had to realize, I was like, dog, I know you harp on that shit, but we all had our nasty shit. I had Kim, I had Foxy, I can make a Sprite can disappear in my mouth, and I was getting some head, but at the same time, Booty Hole Brown is wild.
It was an artist, some lyricism involved
cool.
in that shit, though. You know what I mean? It was some artistry involved in the music you're talking about that we like. That was explicit.
Exactly.
This shit is kind of basic as hell. You know what I mean?
True.
It's almost like
what you seeing is the people are the sum of their experiences, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think that people they don't know what else to say, and it's like now it's like kind of how we were talking about some of the Detroit music, where you're just saying the most the most ridiculous,
the most
like
random, ridiculous,
yeah.
crazy shit just because that's their style.
like it's like clickbait style music.
Yeah.
Just through the music now, where you just got to say the wildest shit ever,
And
so people can
that's
tune in.
a bar.
They're
I
not
think
looking at. They're just saying,
that
like, "No,
ain't a
that's
that Detroit
crazy."
shit, I think, is a product of their. They ain't got shit else.
But then
to
from
be
the same
reckless.
city, you got people like Elzai, you know what I mean? Guilty Simpson, you know what I mean? So it's always a balance of bullshit versus art. You know what I mean? Everywhere you go.
It has to be like that.
Yeah.
There's got to be somebody for
and
the bullshit.
I think the reason we harp on whatever Sexy Red is because there's not a balance.
It's not a balance.
You're missing whatever that shit is. It should have been Miss London. You know who Miss London is?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's not a balance there. They don't have anything to
At least they don't put the balance out there so people can absorb the shit.
For males, whatever ridiculous you think, we can always point to an artist.
Sure.
That is a balance for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There was a time, man, with groups like De La Soul were going tour with NWA. So you'll get your balance.
But
you
even
get your native tongue
NWA,
and you get your street rap. Your street knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I
Because
mean?
even then, even though they were
Rap
kind of
City.
ridiculous, but they also were speaking
Yeah.
to what the reality was. And even the people who thought they were,
I liked it. You know
whoever
what I
thought
mean?
they were bullshit, 1993 happened.
Yeah. They forced
And then it was
they told
like,
about it.
hey,
They predicted
remember that fucking,
it.
that fuck the police shit? Now
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Now you know what the fuck they was talking about.
Hip hop music is like the audio Bible, man. You get parables, gems, all kind of stuff. If you're smart enough to extract the wisdom from the street knowledge, some minds, you know what I mean, they can't extract the jewels that they're getting. You know what I mean? It'd be
It's not
cautionary
their
examples.
experience. Yeah, you just glorify some shit that ain't your experience. But at the same time, I think there was a lot of my generation that was like, there was a lot of rappers who became what they feared. You're not from that element. You look at the people that were the people that you're scared of, and that's who you crafted your. I became who I feared.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there's that in every generation. I'm not going to be the one that's harping on. Everybody has some shit in their generation, bro.
Yeah.
You have whack shit in my generation, crazy shit
It's
in my
always been that
generation,
way.
and dope shit.
Yeah. It's always been
It's
that
just,
way. Will always be.
It's just I think the accessibility and all that obviously has changed with technology and shit.
Yeah.
So
It's the gift and the curse,
We
right?
feel like we see it more. Like
Yeah.
it's great because you have access to all the dopest shit, but you also have a lot of access to the
Yeah,
trash.
saturation. You got people participating instead of practicing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
It's a weird era now, especially like all the weird shit, and some people pop off with music, how we said before, like without even really attempting to do it. It'd be songs they gave up on.
yeah, you got
And now
motherfuckers
with
out here. I've been
TikToks
rapping
and
for
shit-
4 months.
Yeah.
I
And
triple
they
platinum.
explode, right?
Yeah.
Pause.
Well, we didn't have the plants.
Yeah.
We never had industry plants.
Nah.
Everything was organic. For anybody who hated MC Hammer was organic.
Yeah, man. You can't
They didn't
hate on
understand.
Hammer,
They
man.
thought that everybody in California was supposed to be NWA. But up in the Bay, them niggas was partying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, the Bay is just a diverse talent
Yes,
place
diverse.
too.
They
You
was
got
up there
Oakland
partying.
that had the Paris, and
Yep.
then you got Souls of Mischief in the same place.
They was
Yeah.
up there partying,
got
chilling. So what came from there was the same. And it's like Outkast
Yeah.
says,
You got
you wouldn't
E40
try
be
MC
legit.
Hammer though.
Yeah.
Tupac and them loved him.
yeah. MC Hammer, he'll beat that ass.
He'll beat that ass.
He'll running man all over your forehead. Yeah. Did you hear Eric Sermon talking about the little incident he got into? It's
Hey man,
crazy.
them niggas weren't. That nigga traveled with an army.
Yeah.
Hammer was nothing to play with. They just couldn't understand that's what Oakland was on, and he started doing stuff.
You heard the MC Search story? Yeah.
He
Hammer
started
wasn't
doing
the
shit
one.
that we ain't never like. Y'all can't remember, but Hammer was at a point where he challenged Mike. He stopped looking at rappers. All his videos was against Michael Jackson and whoever was the top, and he was beating them niggas.
Big stars.
He was beating Mike. He was beating them in sales. He was beating them like on a charts, and he was beating them in videos. And when you watch his old videos, he's making fun of Michael Jackson. He's got James Brown in the video.
too.
Yeah. So he stopped even looking at
what
rappers.
you will, they help elevate the culture
For sure.
Yeah. He found a formula that was working.
Yeah, he took it there.
He just did what he did great.
I don't know why they hate it.
I mean?
That's
And
too
if it
legit
works,
to quit.
you
Man.
go with it.
That was crazy.
He probably got several kids that finance a lot of these rappers' lifestyle into the culture. Like, damn.
And they just
What is
hated.
this?
They
And
just
then-
hated on what was in front. You know, at the time when the East Coast was hating on them, like Kid and Play did exist. They did the same shit, but it was they from your neighborhood, so it's cool.
Yeah.
You know, when you go to the boroughs, though, they don't even like each other. So you know,
Well, I mean that's
just how
it be.
Yeah, but a lot of rappers don't like each other, anyways. Though they want to.
I think we should
if
be.
you dope,
I
I give you your kudos and your cards
for sure.
But it's a very competitive culture.
I think that we should learn from the past. Like I'm at the point now where I'm big on a unity shit because we had the chance to see what it looks like division when people don't understand the concept of we all can win, right?
Yeah,
there can be just more than one.
Yeah,
the
that's
niggas
why I
that was
respect
fighting
J.
for
Cole.
number one wound up getting murdered and shit like that because they took it way too fucking serious.
Yeah,
we all can literally win, and I think that we sort of learn from that shit.
Yeah. That's fair.
You sometimes attract the energy you record too.
For sure.
You know, you know what you sign up for. You know,
I do feel bad because sometimes some of the dopest shit that you hear is not the best shit to be saying for that artist because, like, you're right. You know, you kind of got to watch what you rap about because to somebody else that's gonna mean something. And so it's unfortunate, you know, some artists over time have lost lives based on things they've said. Maybe
well, once you start talking about the stupid stuff like the dead and you know what I mean, you kind of
the self-incriminating shit. Yeah, as dope as you might make it sound, it's like some shit doesn't need to be said.
Well, I think what's missing right now
rest.
is some checks and balances. I remember being on Vandal and rapping what we rapped. We used to do shows, and if they happened to be outside, there'd be a bunch of niggas in the front row, like this.
They want to see a lot of good shit.
That we knew while we're on stage rapping, we're gonna have to see these dudes because they want to see if it's real or not.
Yeah. They want to test it.
So after the show, we had to talk to these dudes out there,
right,
and see what was up because they just wanted to make sure what you rapping about is real.
A lot of them San Antonio audiences was not for the timid. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you had to stand on your dean.
You had to stand on it. So,
but like I said before, we don't switch it up to fit in. We just do what it is. You deal with it or deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
And my only thing is,
niggas respect you for that in the long run.
Yeah, but
a lot of people when their mentality advances, they be like, "Man, a lot of those
but you gotta say
told
that,
me that was whack.
Yeah,
them motherfuckers was really
you
whack."
got to say that.
You know what I mean? You done lived through some shit and you understand what I'm saying now.
That's what's important to me is that as you after that stage, as you change, your music should reflect wherever you at. If you're still if you still talking like you 26 and you 37,
they don't respect it.
What the fuck is you talking about?
Yeah,
I guess that goes back to your
that's
your,
if you
drink
I'm rapping
descriptions.
your bitch.
For sure.
They don't respect
that nigga
doing
Jeezy was
shit.
still rapping that drug shit, and his kid was
How was his
graduating
new
out
album?
of school, like going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not
Yeah.
rapping about that shit.
That's
You're not
kinda
telling
like
him
the-
to trap.
Yeah.
You're telling him to go to Ivy League.
Yeah.
But you're telling everybody else to trap.
Of course.
The fuck?
Yeah, that's what D1's issue was with some of these artists.
I got issue. Yeah, I
You
feel
know what I mean? But you got to see the both sides of the shit.
And I really,
I really
fuck
out there in the school with
I
the
used
kids.
to fuck with D1.
Yeah, I haven't heard his latest stuff, but I see his point to a degree. But these artists is, you know what I mean? You can't. I don't know. I would never tell somebody to compromise their art.
I don't think it's a
You
winning
don't think it's coming
formula.
from the heart?
Nah, with D1, I don't think it's a winning formula.
I mean,
What he's trying to attempt to do.
that's not gonna. It's gonna take more than that.
Yeah, I don't think that's a winning formula. So, and I used to really mess with his music. I think that sometimes a person maybe has a pure intentions with their message, and then they start getting attentions
Yeah.
for what
Yeah.
they, and now
Yeah.
I'm on this train because it gets me attention, and so you're
It might
giving the
get you
message
wrong
like it's
attention,
pure,
though. Yeah.
but you just like the attention.
Yeah.
You like the pedestal that is got you.
I'd have to get to meet the brother. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like some of the shit he said. In his
I've listened to
messages
his. I used to
when he
listen to
talk
his
about his
music.
students and how he never abandoned them, even when he started doing music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I like that kind of shit because you still gotta have that KRS connect. You know what I mean?
It's one of those. It's one of those things where it's like,
because knowledge used to be king, and now ignorance
where you get your
is
knowledge
kind of king.
is
You
where
know what I mean?
what's important. Like you
That
can hear some dope shit, but if it's coming from the wrong person, like that same message can come from a better source.
Yeah.
But see, it's like what you just said though too. It's like how back in the day it was talking about trapping and selling, right? Like all that shit was, what a rapper
Sure.
would talk about.
Yeah.
Now it's the opposite. It's like the doers,
Right.
the users. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
how-
that's what's popping now.
That's that SoundCloud. That was the
Yeah.
SoundCloud generation where it was like, now it's the fiends that are leading the
Right.
the fiends lead the
We
way,
used to
man.
laugh at
It's
y'all.
crazy.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Percocet
the
generation.
everything.
And I get it, like because
popping,
I remember,
lean.
because I remember Wayne would talk about it a little bit, but
Yeah.
I still didn't like just see him as the user
like you niggas
necessarily.
don't see Pimp C dying. Y'all don't see Big Mo dying. Stop pushing that shit.
Yeah,
But we still need the voice of the unheard. You might have a Percocet that's telling you I'm dying and I don't want y'all to die, and he might be busting that shit down. You know what
I mean, I hear that,
If
but
can-
I,
if you
like
can
I
do
said,
it a precautionary way, but I haven't heard that yet.
I
I
used to work.
If it's out there, it need to be heard. It might be.
I worked in juvenile detention in 2010, 2011, 2012 in that perk rap mode when everybody was on lean. I saw the results
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not
A
pleasant.
whole generation of that
Not
shit.
pleasant.
Niggas dying in the
Yeah.
cells and shit. Niggas breaking off of Brown and all of that stuff like
Yeah.
that.
It's
There's an effect
It's
from that.
super
Them
ugly.
niggas is chasing your every word, and I get to see what that does to teenage dudes
Yeah,
that been sitting there
shit, girls too.
all
man.
on them perks and shit, holes in their brain and stuff like that. There is a result
Yeah.
from what you pushing.
Yeah.
They listening.
Yeah.
We are the fucking culture. That's why I'm like, dog, you can preach all you want.
Mm-hmm.
Culture starts with music. It's the
Mhm.
most influential shit.
the most
Yeah.
powerful tool of
I don't
media.
give a you can do all that preaching shit all you want.
It ain't gonna
Yeah.
connect.
If it ain't saying it in the music,
Yeah.
it don't matter.
My
Because
favorite
music is
about-
going to translate the TV and movies and shit like that. That's where the influence is coming from.
Yeah,
My favorite part about church was always the music. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's
Yeah.
like any other concert. You got to
Yeah.
set the mood to
Yeah.
receive a message.
mm-hmm.
That's at the end of the day what it is.
Yeah.
You set the mood to receive. You get them prepared to receive something. It's
Yeah.
just smart.
You gotta drop some jewels. Mandatory.
Can't drop it without the mood.
Yeah. One thing I was listening to an old playlist, and of course I don't want to jump into it like that, but there was, there were some of the songs that, from back in the day, like in the early 2000s, the Ushers, the Diddies and stuff like that. And I was just like, man, the fact that to see where Diddy has gone now too, like the media attention that he's receiving in a negative fashion, I'm just like, bro, like that to me is kind of unfortunate. I know y'all hip hop heads.
seems
So
like
what is
I got a couple
Speak
thoughts.
on it. Speak
Yeah, I
on
just wanna
it.
know, like,
Let's
what
go to-
y'all's thoughts
I wanna hear
on
your
it.
Let's go to
perspective
the
on
dojo,
this.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. On one side of the fence, when Diddy was a CEO
Yeah.
and he was strong arm and he was being a boss, we praise that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
That bully shit is what we identified as. You a go-getter, you go get your shit, you move niggas out.
Yeah.
Some of the
We praise that.
The early Bad Boy promotions were brilliant.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
As we come into a new generation of which cares more about feelings of what happened, we sort of look at that behavior differently, right?
Yeah, of course.
Let's talk about the lawsuits. You get to the Cassie stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's take it to the dojo. Let's be all the way fucking real.
Let's do it.
You got kids?
No.
Okay.
I do.
I do. I
Yeah.
don't have a daughter.
Of course.
You don't have a daughter.
No.
But if we had a daughter and she comes and
Together?
tells you, come on, bro.
Pause.
So if she comes and tells you that somebody abused
Mhm.
and raped her.
Yeah.
It's time to
Now,
kill.
if you can't kill, and you choose to go the legal right for justice,
Mm-hmm.
what do you want? You want money or you want jail time?
I want accountability. You know what I mean?
Accountability sounds
which is
good.
jail time.
Now look, let's and I'm speaking for Kai Phoenix, and that's all I'm speaking for.
Sure.
If I see a situation in which you are accusing somebody of raping you, violating you,
Mm-hmm.
abusing you, you take the money. What happened in between time? Because these two people are already 2-3 different relationships past their relationship.
Sure.
Now, I'm not going to be the person that says, well, why didn't you say something sooner? I'm not going to be that nigga, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it take a while to process what happened to you,
Trauma
right?
and
Or
everything.
to build
Process
the courage,
everything.
yeah.
Maybe the fear. Yeah.
the fear to finally get from under their influence, or to process the things that happened to you, or build the courage to finally say something.
yeah.
So I'm not speaking against that, right?
Can't speak on that because you don't know how.
I don't know how that
the
feels.
trauma.
I've never been in that situation, so I would never speak on that.
Yeah.
These people are about 2-3 relationships
Might have
removed.
been scared for her life.
Might have been, yeah. So they're removed from that situation. So you start thinking,
touch.
but I'm thinking, okay, what happened within that time, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Guy just put out an album. Guy just did these deals right here, and now he's trying to get a team.
Mhm.
Now he's in competition with Shaq and LeBron because they're trying to be the first black, owners of a football team.
Yeah.
When you're trying to get something like that, you can't afford any image issues.
Yeah.
And
you,
if
you
I
can't
want
have
something
negative
from you-
publicity right now.
If I want something for you, you couldn't pick a better fucking time. And the way that she filed was not exactly against him. It's against his company.
Yeah, the company as well.
Give me that bread.
Yep.
And they get to choose whether you settle or not. You don't get to choose.
Yeah.
So, we're looking at, he settled.
But he did that for a business move.
They did that.
Yeah, it wasn't his choice,
the
probably.
people that had his better interest, you talking about?
And for them, they were like, fuck that shit. Settle that shit. Get paid her the money.
Yeah.
It's always,
but the floodgates are open now.
Just to take away,
Everybody coming out.
just to take away from their case. Let's talk about civil justice.
Yeah.
In the black community, when you've got lawsuits against police departments that killed family members and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I always hate when they take the money before the verdict.
Yeah, too early.
And even you could get paid afterwards, but don't take the money
first. Yeah.
There are certain things in this world, in my personal opinion, you ain't got enough money.
Right.
Yeah.
If you violate me, you rape me, I want you in jail to lose everything and also get raped. I want you to feel how I felt.
You take one of my loved ones?
Yeah.
There is, or you killed some of my loved ones, there's not enough money.
Yeah.
And the only way I want the money is if I didn't get justice. I'm going to keep going.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you're
of
gonna
course.
have to pay me. But in certain situations like rape and violations and stuff like that, you ain't got enough money.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah, I want you to lose something. I want you to lose time. I want you to lose your business. I want you to get physically assaulted and raped.
Yeah.
So not to take away, not to belittle her situation,
you gotta be
but
this.
it sounds like a money grab, bro. Now there are other situations with other people.
Mhm.
I'm sure he abused. Clearly, he abused his power. Most of those guys did, especially in the time where we thought, different times, different actions were viewed differently.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at I'm not going to look back at an old picture and get mad at it.
Yeah.
But in this specific situation, it just felt money grabby.
I guess to add in there too, because obviously every time something like this happens, all these unknown stories, or maybe stories that were forgotten, get brought to light.
10 years
right?
after the fact, right?
Yeah, and so probably.
Yeah.
But there's like a lot of even like other like artists that we know of who've potentially probably suffered some kind of abuse at the hands of Diddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so my thing too is like, look how comfortable it was, because a lot of this stuff's on camera, on how some of these cats moved, and it's like, a lot of this stuff is documented, where you can maybe still find clips of it like all over social media. And then I guess in that time, and this could happen to any artist really, or even anybody in position of power, it's where like you gotta also be careful on what you're doing in front of a camera, because sometimes even if, the intent of doing something, foul wasn't there, sometimes based on your angle, it might look like it's there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Perception is a motherfucker.
Yeah. And so, it's just unfortunate that that's kind of the case. And, like, even the weird interviews, like, do you see like Diddy, talking kind of crazy? Did he almost get kicked out like Drink Champs?
Yeah,
So,
he got saucy. I mean, my thing is this: some of the stuff I just can't.
It's horrible.
Some
to
of the
see,
shit
though.
I just can't, like, when you look at the list of artists that he assaulted,
Yeah,
like Drake and them and stuff, like.
Well, that really happened too.
No, that really happened. That really happened. My thing is, I don't know. Maybe I'm old school. I just cannot. I cannot, as a man. I just don't feel sorry for those situations. I understand that he's a powerful person. I understand that a lot of stuff comes with him.
yeah.
But as a man, win, lose, or draw, same thing I'm teaching my sons. I don't care if you lose.
Yeah.
I care that if there is a situation in which you cannot walk away from, fight.
Yeah.
You don't let another person. You're a grown ass man. I'm not letting another man smack me in the face, bro. I'm just not.
The facts.
Yeah.
In public.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You're gonna catch
And
something.
see, and that's just a slap. Man, some of these other people are allowing further things to happen. You know?
Hey man, look, opportunity ain't worth.
So you think
it's not worth certain shit?
You think Diddy should have fought this shit to the end?
I think at this moment,
if he was truly innocent, you see how
think
Russell Simmons got the fuck out of Dodge before it could even get serious.
That's a little different. But as far as
I don't know the inner details, but
I think that I don't think we know everything just yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only speaking specifically to the Cassie shit. Like I said, I acknowledge. I know that he did a lot of some of the shit, but a lot of stuff.
Some unruly, shady shit.
All these people, all these dudes,
shit,
all these artists that he assaulted and shit like that. We knew. Yeah. But in our time,
especially
we praised that sort of shit.
Yeah, it was a different
We didn't praise the
time
financial shit, but we realized that was part of the industry.
Yeah.
I think back then, though, we allowed, like, our views on certain decisions and things that certain artists were doing was okayed at that time, right? And, like the even the way we talked about women back then was very different than how maybe we view it now, like today.
It comes with growth.
Yeah. But, like the way we probably thought about women or spoke about women at age 18 is not how we speak about them in our 30s.
Yeah, no.
Sure.
That's very different.
Sure.
Some of these cats, it's not like that, or they were a little excessive back in the day, and it's
the 2 Live Crew era.
Yeah.
I don't see anything different.
Nah, no shit. Everything shit.
I don't see anything
changes.
different.
Yeah,
you had cats back then that refused to talk like that,
mm-hmm.
and you had cats that did, and I feel like it's the same era now.
Yeah, Dionne Warwick records, and you had Millie Jackson records. You know what I mean?
Everything in life needs
balance. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't know who Millie Jackson is,
boy,
no,
Millie Jackson was Little Kim and all of them back in the 70s and stuff. She was.
You be listening to Kim, your grandma be like, "Turn that nasty
just
shit
go
off."
back and watch.
I got Millie Jackson.
Just watch her. Just watch her in the 90s at the Apollo.
Yeah,
and she's performing.
Yeah,
and she's like, "All right, let me see how it feels." She goes into the crowd and she's just feeling dicks.
Yeah, everybody's dick. I seen that. Yeah.
That's Millie Jackson.
Yeah, seen it.
That's where. It's crazy, bro. It's just a balance.
You could go on the Blowfly, all that shit.
Blowfly was crazy, but he was like ODB.
Yeah, he was. He had that energy.
There's always. I don't see like. I think there's only a conscious change when you're talking in the public, like in the media and stuff like that. People watch what they say because the culture is now. Watch what you say. We care about feelings more and disrespect and stuff.
And that's where we that's why I guess I'm trying to get to is that now we do live in a different era.
But you got to ask yourself: is that elevation or is that fear?
Maybe
good question.
I don't know, both.
Right.
So
some people are just not wired to take messages in their music too, man. I've tried.
Well, you already know.
So
message is not supposed to be popular. Fun.
It hurt. The truth hurts.
Yeah.
Fun is popular.
I mean?
Yeah.
And that's okay. Because like I said, there's a genre for everything.
Yeah.
I fuck with Nas and I fuck with Travis.
Yeah.
Whatever mood I'm in. And I'm not mad that, it should be everywhere because at the greatest time, 98. If you look at the albums that came out in 98, between fucking Lauren and Missy, Busta and Nori and Diddy and Mos Def, like hip hop was everywhere, and that's how it should be.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it when it's everywhere. I don't like it when it's all the same.
I feel you, because I be on my Bilal shit and then I be on my Be Legit shit. Yeah,
For real.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you got cable TV, you don't want just one channel.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
That's facts.
Yeah. You want,
I have
you want the full spectrum.
I need a Diddy to exist and I need an MF Doom to exist at the same goddamn time.
Rest in peace.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think for me too, like I look at some things differently. Regardless if it's artist, somebody in the game like that, actor, and when they're because you knew them at the time, you knew them for what they were doing, right?
Yeah.
For their music, for their their movies, whatever it is that they were doing at that time. And so for me, sometimes it kind of I do have that kind of feel like I feel bad when things start to go left.
What you do in the dark, though,
yeah,
it's gonna come to light sooner or later.
Everybody does some crazy shit, right?
Yeah.
Everybody does crazy, whether people know about it or not. At some given point, you probably done something wild.
Yeah.
But when you see it on a platform, just kind of coming down, and it looks like it's crumbling. It's like, damn, man, I remember when this dude was, I remember for this song, or man, that movie back in 2000, like shit like that.
But his crumble
It's
is
just sad to see when
his
people
crumble
make
ain't the
mistakes that affect their life,
Like
for the
later.
rest of their life.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Like
you got to
the
think
King
about
Vibes
this.
and all those kids in Chicago, man.
Somebody
I feel
like
for them cats,
somebody
man.
like
You
Diddy,
know?
what you think is a crumble is just a public image, right?
Sure.
But for Diddy, if you take him at his lowest, is getting at least 11 different checks, continuous.
Mhm.
He don't gotta work. Them checks is gonna come in regardless.
Of course.
So whatever you think his crumble is,
Yeah.
but like I said, what you do in the
Sometimes
dark,
when
you're gonna have to
what-
pay for it.
yeah.
Even if it's not somebody on Diddy's level. If you're a parent,
Mhm.
you're not gonna be perfect.
Of course.
When you get older, you may face what your child has a problem with. That you did wrong. You can't be afraid for your child to
It'll
get
come back to
older,
bite you.
and he's going to have a conversation with you about some shit that affected him.
Yeah, but
You're
see,
gonna
that's,
have to pay
that's,
for
that's
what you-
another example,
Especially
though.
if you're talking
You know-
through that glass to them. You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
But that's another
Real shit.
example that you don't. It doesn't even have to be you.
Yeah.
It could be tied to your children. Your
Yep.
children
Your
could do something
nephew,
crazy.
yeah,
Sooner or later, you're
somebody-
going to have to face your mistakes,
'cause
and
it
you
does
just got to
still
be.
take a village.
Yep.
We all guilty at some point. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
So even on the lowest level,
Yeah,
at some point in life, you're going to have to face the mistakes you pass.
of course.
I don't think anybody in the entertainment industry goes unscathed from your Michael Jordans, your Mike Tysons. You know what I mean? So you got I don't think anybody goes unscathed in the entertainment industry from your Michael Jordans, your
Nope.
Michael Jacksons.
Yeah.
So you just got to be extra careful out here and do the knowledge
Decision,
before you get in
yep.
this situation.
I think for me too,
And
because
sometimes you can't even control that shit.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Not
I
when
heard Boosie said he got sued twice last week. One was for going to a video shoot and something happened before he got there.
Yeah.
But the family of the person who got hurt tried to sue him.
And the
they
problem
want the money bag.
You can't win for
when you're
losing.
at that level of power where I can
floodgates.
do whatever I want for a very long time, you're
Yeah.
allowed to do whatever the fuck you
But
want.
that's kind of what happened with the Travis thing. Like an
Yeah.
incident
that
happened.
wasn't-
his
that
name
A
wasn't-
was on it.
situation happened.
Yeah.
Yes, your name. It was your show, but like it's like, yo, I like even me. Like I'm like, yo, I feel bad for whoever lost lives
I
there.
can't see it.
But
You
Yeah.
$1 million business,
you-
they coming for you though.
yeah, like
You know?
that's still it's. I mean, it's an outside place, but
Yeah.
like
yeah.
it's the promoters, the handlers, whoever's handling the event.
That fucked him up for a while too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah, it
like,
did.
look how many years off he had to take. Well, like
Yeah.
2 or 3.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think that mentally, psychologically, that hurt him
It probably took a toll.
because
on him.
he really truly
seemed
cares
like he
about,
cared
his,
about
fans.
his fans,
Yeah,
from what I see.
he truly
Yeah.
cares about his fans. So somebody lost a life at your
And it wasn't even
Yeah.
that
one.
shit hurt him.
Yeah.
It wasn't
For-
even just one. You
Yeah.
know?
Financially and probably mentally. Yeah. Did he settle out of
Yeah.
court? I don't remember how
even-
that ended.
I don't think that's something he would have just fought. I think maybe your corporate people would have fought that, but I think
But
he
he
just
kind
was
of paid
crumpled.
out, right?
Yeah, he probably was just crumpled.
I just think I think he maybe hopefully he followed direction. Or like, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna chill out for a minute. We'll wait for this to kind of like clear out.
If you watch his shows, clearly
Mhm.
he's always like, "Hey, move out the way! No, get him, help him, help him."
Yeah, I've seen
He
that.
has a clear history
Yeah.
of watching the crowd. Hey, somebody comes, he'll stop the show.
Yep.
Move, get out the way, help him, lift him up. He's been doing that
Yeah,
shit
we
for
need
years.
we need
Clearly, he
paramedics over
cares.
here type
he
shit,
just
yeah.
didn't see.
Before Bad Boy, same thing situation happened with Diddy.
Yeah,
He had
that
an
happened at
event.
that college.
Yeah,
that college
and
event.
People got trampled to death.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's crazy because, trying to manage
You can't control people.
like,
No, you can't.
like that kind of thing, like, and then the stampede happens.
Yeah, and
Like,
you
what
can't
do you
control
do?
it. And now you got to live with
With the
a
results.
loss of life
Yeah.
under your name.
Right.
Whether you can't control people or not, but damn, bro.
I know people to this day, and whether we agree with their views or not, but because personally they've lost some people who were there or a person who was at that event.
Yeah.
And they can't fuck with Scott to this day since then.
Well, how could they?
Because
though?
it's
You know what I mean?
it's a
The
reminder.
memory is connected to the music.
And it's a reminder that like,
Yeah.
yo, their friend or loved one was dead at a Travis Scott event. And Travis Scott's the name you see, right?
And that's hard to live with.
And-
bro.
I got a
and it's
homeboy that's seen his
unfortunate.
daddy get shot and killed, and the Commodore song that was playing fucks him up every time he hear it. So
Yeah. It's crazy, like the connection and what can disconnect you from something that maybe you was a big fan of or a big supporter of, and something tragic happens, and now it's like, yo, I can't
forever
even
connected.
I can't even see the dude's face, or I can't even hear the straight up no more.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, and I'm pretty sure you're probably right. He probably felt the way. Who knows how many messages was coming in.
That's
and,
hard to live with, bro.
It's
bro.
you had to take some time off.
Especially when you care about your fan base.
Yeah.
The only one thing I kind of wondered was, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy guy, but like I did, I did pay attention leading up to that event about a lot of like the promotion for it and things of that sort. And it almost seemed like a lot of how the situation happened was in the promotions, kind of. And so I was just like, that's kind of crazy. And I was like, because some people, you start to wonder, like, even if Travis Scott's mindset is one thing, right? He's thinking like, artistically, this is how I just want to, present my event. But people outside, your fans or whoever, they kind of either live everything they see literally.
Yeah.
And we're going to follow whatever is on a flyer literally because who knows? This is the Travis Scott way.
Most people, and that's the Travis Scott
and it's
experience.
like, you got to be able to separate the difference,
And you it. Like, he's one of the guys on my list that I always wanted to see live because his live shows are incredible. But I know enough to not to be in the front where that pit and them Ragers are.
Hell no, about that.
Because I know it
speaker.
shows. You don't want to be where the Ragers are at. You don't want to be
for
up
3
front.
fucking days.
Yeah.
What you do, son.
Yeah, you don't want to be because he's a Rager. So that front, you're going to get crushed or they have a
I
mod
don't
pit.
give a fuck how tough you think you are.
top,
You get caught
bro.
up in that mosh pit. That's it.
And it's crazy because
I got killed by some teenage girls.
That's crazy, bro.
They stomped the shit out of my ass.
The shit out of you.
but you're right though, because like the time that Travis Scott was here for the Malaluna Fest,
Yeah.
I was at they had a separation in the crowd, general VIP, right? So shout out to the homie, they took me there, right? So we was in the VIP side, which is a little more pleasant. You're not gonna be caught up in the pits, right?
Right.
And we're there, and then they had to go handle some shit. So like, hey, they're gonna escort you, so you're not just down here. They're gonna put you on the side stage where Travis is gonna be at. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Like, I'm just trying to like see a show, whatever. Because at that time, Travis Scott was like obviously hot, right? He was
Have
hot.
you ever seen the shows before you went?
Not live. No, this is my first time going.
I wouldn't have a
that's
clue,
eye
man.
opener.
So I went on there,
Is
and
it
not
something
only
I
that,
can watch on TV that's pretty good. That the show is.
oh yeah,
Any show that he's
It's
ever
wild.
been a part
Okay.
of.
it's wild.
He's amazing.
So I get there at the end. I only planned to see Travis Scott. It was a show that was going. My Luna goes on for like 12 hours. So it starts at like noon, ends at like damn near midnight.
Yeah.
So I think when I got there, Tory Lanez was just getting on stage. And then after that, Steve Aoki. And then right after
Oh, yeah,
that,
that
the
DJ right
headliner,
there.
Travis Scott. And the Steve Aoki alone was crazy because
Crazy.
people getting smacked up in the face with big
birthday
monster
cakes
cakes.
and shit. Yeah. And he's accurate than a motherfucker.
And people want that shit. They want to get smacked. They're
that
like, yo,
nigga is
cake my face.
Hayugaing fucking birthday cakes to your face.
Yo, and it's not like they throw 1, 2 cakes. I'm talking about they come with like either a truckload of fucking cakes. And people getting smacked up. They want to get KO'd.
That Gallagher
Right.
experience.
Yeah.
Yo, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, people walking out,
It
you
was a
can't even see
great
their
concert.
face.
I got the shit snapped out of me.
Nigga threw a whole
Yes!
cake about fucking thorax. It was awesome.
When are you coming back?
No, but you're right though. He's accurate. People was leaving out there with mad facials.
Dog, he's accurate as fuck.
You know what I'm saying? And then the Travis Scott came on. He had Ray Sherman with him,
Mm-hmm.
and so they're all
God.
going crazy. And I'm right there. I'm right there on the side stage. Like I'm maybe like 15, 20 feet from him, and we're just there chilling. But I'm like elevated now, so I just see the crowd, and I'm all like, "Fuck that," because
Whoa.
like the crowd was wilding out just for Tory Lanez because Tory Lanez crowd surfs into the crowd. and he'll stay in the crowd for at least like 20 minutes.
I see Method Man walking on the hands of the people.
Yeah, Travis.
Tory Lanez small.
Travis' energy is different.
Hey, if Method Man can walk on crowds, imagine a small Tory Lanez.
Yeah,
that dude could sprint on
crowds. They probably
crowds.
saw that nigga's up like a big ass baby.
That shit turned into an anime running on water and shit.
Bro, it's crazy. I still got video footage of that from where I was standing. You can see Tory Lanez just like
y'all think Megan was handling that nigga before he shot her? Nigga, I done told you about cheating on me, hoe ass nigga.
Yo, from what I heard, actually, honestly, from what I heard, yeah, they got into a physical altercation and she got that's a. I don't know if you've ever seen Megan Thee Stallion.
No original recipe.
Look, I don't know if you've ever seen Megan Thee Stallion.
I haven't seen her, but
besides
I will see
her
you,
being
baby.
dog.
Hey.
Besides her being,
and I'm gonna be the perfect gentleman.
Bad as a motherfucker.
Excuse the Cheesecake Factory.
She's a big old solid Texas chick. Yeah. She was wrangling that nigga all over
Black
the
Wonder
sidewalk.
Woman tossing that nigga.
So that nigga pulled out. That nigga shot her when it was car after the fight.
Yo.
Hell.
She like, this nigga done
get
shot
this
me
big bitch off me.
She got
nigga.
a Della Reese on. This nigga done shot me. All right, quick. You motherfucker.
Yeah, he got at her after the fight is over.
Oh,
and shot her while she was in the car. Yeah. After the fight was over, I heard, she was wrangling him.
That's one nigga that don't know how to take good legal advice.
I mean, she
settle out for this shit right now.
Yo, Meg is like a good. If I had to guess, man, she's 5'11".
She's solid.
She's about like what 190.
She looked like a volleyball player.
Yeah,
she's like a good 190. And Tory Lanez is like a good 5'3".
Yo, that new music video though.
That nigga was trying to catch him.
No, she was wrangling him. She was wrangling him.
Yeah, that nigga like that.
She was throwing his ass. Them little Canadian legs was flying all over the sidewalk. Shoes was flying up the street in people's lawns.
Yo, that's wild.
Yo, is that Balenciaga on my lawn? Just one shoe?
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I would have passed out when that judge said 10 years.
Oh, and I just imagine Meg throwing Tory like Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
Like throwing jazz out? Yeah. I can see that happening.
Dog, it's a bad year when you get wrangled on the sidewalk and you catch 10 years. I lost the fight and the trial.
What a dummy. He should have just settled.
And you got evicted from the country.
My nigga.
He ain't coming back here.
He can't come back.
My nigga.
He don't do that.
That's a bad year.
Yeah. Maybe
it's a bad next 10 years.
Canada like Shine or some shit.
Dog, I can't. I'm not.
Yeah.
That shit is weird to me. You went and shot a girl because you lost a fight to her afterward.
Yo.
That's weird.
She was coming for that ass.
That actually sounds like some normal shit.
Yeah,
weird.
She probably like, you gonna pull a pistol out on me?
Normal where? Where's that normal at? I ain't never heard of that.
It's like where it's unheard of. Like, it probably doesn't make news that much.
He seemed like a cat that don't listen to advisors that surround him, though.
Clearly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Clearly.
definitely not.
He don't seem like he has good judgment, man. He wants to live up to that image like we were talking before.
It was kind of a weird story, though. And, whatever happened.
Yeah.
I wasn't
We
there.
don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But, like, the fact that I'm all like, after you start hearing shit or you even hear her side, and it's like, there was like multiple stories just from her. I was like, that don't make sense. And then I was like, were you even really shot?
Well, that's fucked up. But whatever happened, niggas be lying.
Yo,
and
she
shit.
was walking cool like days later. I'm like, yo, if I was shot, I'm sitting down for 2 months.
He knew she was coming to finish his ass off,
bro.
Yeah, like, oh,
tell you what, you're not getting back out that vehicle because I can't take another.
Right.
You know, wrangled
You're
my
not gonna
collar
throw
and
me
shit.
up in the sky.
I'm not taking another wrangling. You just not getting out the car.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess that's where his head was at. I bet you won't.
Right.
But that's still,
crazy.
I don't know where they do that at, bro.
Hey.
I'm still wondering why she was. I'm still wondering why she was interested in Tory in the first place.
That's weird.
Oh man,
it's weird.
Tory was getting manhandled on the sheets, bro.
Yeah.
Who cares?
It's very rare.
It don't matter now.
It's very rare.
Industry
relationships last that long.
You never had a big girl?
No, but that much taller? I'm talking about height wise.
Sure.
Well,
sure.
You're a little shorter.
Okay.
You're a shorter man.
I'm not short.
So,
people are just tall sometimes.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm about average height.
I be thinking these people be linking up
short.
to keep
Niggas
their
be
buzz
tall.
going. So
this is true.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Some shit is just organized. Yeah, that'll be great publicity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's your tallest one? Now I'm curious. Good question, huh?
maybe 6'1", 6'2".
Yep.
But that's giant, though.
Yeah, 6 feet is giant.
That don't count to
It's
him
crazy.
though.
Nah,
It was
his
cool.
is
What
different.
What are you like 6'3", 6'4"?
Yeah, 6'4".
If he meant 6'6",
I'll take a
6'4",
6'4".
that's
6'1" is normal.
you know what I'm saying. 6'4", like your foot size is from like bicep to shoulder for me.
But like if man one shows up, like he's like, yo, I brought my girl with me, and she
Yeah.
like 6'8".
Yeah, that would be different.
I'd be like, oh,
dog,
whoa.
that's for. I don't know. I come from the era where if you're a shorter dude and you're walking with a taller, that's pimp shit.
Yeah.
It is though.
Yeah.
We don't see that as a negative, and I
Yeah.
always look at people who see that as a negative, like weird. Like that's some real surface
some-
level
What's that
shit.
girl that played
You won't
for
be with
USC?
somebody because of their height.
No, some of the baddies I've seen have been walking with short dudes.
I came up with Simmons and Kamora Lee.
Yeah. Yeah.
We always saw that as some pimp shit.
yeah.
Yeah. Russell
You know what I'm
was
saying?
doing
So
it,
that
man.
never, and not to mention, even your shortest girl is wearing 4-inch heels.
Yeah.
So imagine if you're dating somebody tall, she's wearing heels when y'all go out in public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's just gonna look. It's whatever. She's with me though.
Right.
However you feel,
Hey, but she puts her arm around you. You know,
it's cool. It's cool.
That's crazy.
I'm good with that because
Right.
your arm is around me and I'm not alone.
Facts.
I don't care how tall you are.
Yeah.
When we get into bed, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
Look down upon me
That's
like a speck.
I want you to look down
be
on
a
me.
skyscraper and let me be an ant. I don't care.
That's
Word.
crazy.
That shit
up.
never bothered me, bro.
Wow. Why would it?
Nah, it shouldn't though.
But those
That's
were the
just
same.
all
Those
your
were the
long
same.
ass to
Those
love,
were the
girl.
same dudes that was scared of girls from the east side because they was tough. It's like you're scared of a strong female dog. That shit is
Right.
weird to me.
Get your mind right.
You know what? I have been like in like, you know, rock with some of like the girls who people like kind of viewed as or maybe look like intimidating. And I'm like, they was cool as fuck when it was just one-on-one with
Bro,
us. Like,
I just have always liked assertive women. I just strong. My mom was a strong woman,
Mhm.
and she used to not like weak women. So I subconsciously didn't like.
you gotta
weak
have a
women.
strong woman with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
that's
used to
fair.
kick it with this girl from Brownsville, Brooklyn. She was aggressive, and I loved
My
every
wife's family's
millisecond
from
of
Brooklyn.
it.
Yep.
I loved every millisecond
Yep.
of it. Yeah,
Aggressive in a good way or a bad way?
in a good way. I loved every millisecond
Even
of
if it's in a
aggressiveness.
bad way, it was like I'm so like this stuff doesn't mean anything
Nah, but
to me.
when I say bad way, I'm thinking like, you know how sometimes like
I'm not
you're
fist
fighting.
fighting.
No, but I'm saying you fighting in the car and the girl's trying to grab the steering wheel.
No,
me,
that's not
Yeah,
not
different, though.
aggressive. That's
Yeah,
psychotic.
that's
the
wild.
situation going
That's
crazy.
wild.
That's psychotic.
Yeah.
That's
But I'm
different.
saying there's dudes who be like, yo, I kind of like when she started like living life dangerous with me and involving me.
Have
I'm
fun
like,
with
yo,
that shit.
you can have that.
I told you I got wrangled once, and that was about the end of that. I like tough people. I don't like psychotic.
It's cool when she's like, yo, I ain't talked to you in 2 days, motherfucker. I miss you.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. Bring your big nose ass over here. Right over there.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me
man.
15.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll be right there.
Nah, it's not like niggas be afraid of them. Like that you gonna be fist fighting with them in the middle of the street over like dishes or something like that.
No, yeah. Hopefully
It's
that's
just a person.
hopefully that's not
People
the case.
get mad.
Yeah.
You can't handle a strong female. It's weird to me, bro.
But yeah,
Or you're
but you're right
intimidated.
though.
Get your mind right.
Strong and crazy, psychotic are different things.
Different things.
different
I'm not fucking with nothing psychotic.
You
'cause
don't want the strong, tall, psychotic.
I
one.
never had to worry if a strong
You
woman
be
was
sharing
mad
the
at
cell
me.
with Tori.
Yeah.
Dog.
Hey, if you even make it to the cell.
Yeah, if a strong woman was mad at me, she's
Yeah.
just mad at me strongly.
Right.
If a psychotic woman
you
is mad
do
at
it?
me,
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable sleeping
Right.
here.
Your tires
What
is
you gonna
fucked.
do?
Your life might be on the line.
tires
Dog.
is fucked.
Yeah.
Something.
You might get a bitch ass nigga keyed
That
on your
unit-
car.
Nah, nah,
This
I
nigga
don't-
gave my shit a tattoo.
I never was that. I'm
That
not
might be
living
the-
dangerously like
that might be the
bro.
least of the
I don't
burdens.
have to worry about
she doing
my
that to
sleep
you.
or damage my shit. I just saw a video the other day. Did I send it to you with a dude? She set his slab on fire.
Oh god.
And he was just out there
I did
watching
see
it
that.
burn. Like, look what she did to my shit. I hate this bitch.
And that shit was nice too, though.
It was nice.
You can still tell how
You
nice
can
it
look
was,
at them
even though it was
rims.
engulfed in flames.
That shit hurt. He was hurt. I'm not even filming that shit.
Hey, Nemo,
Not with me crying in the background.
We used to know.
Look what this bitch did to my shit.
Hey, we used to
You
know a
gotta
kid who
pick
used to get his
wisely,
shit,
bro.
his tires slashed like every week. Yeah, man.
They
That
start
nigga-
spray painting your
I'm talking
car
about
and
like,
shit.
man, tires were slashed every week, windows broken, like in the,
See,
in the
at
house
that point,
apartment.
sometimes you're still with him because you're afraid of him. Because you're afraid of what happens if I break up with her.
He was definitely
Afraid of new shit.
Yeah,
My
that's
question of validity.
you're a prisoner.
Right.
That's
You probably
She
was.
might have been crazy, but he was definitely a fuck.
He might have been a
That's
fuck
fair.
up, but you're probably still in a relationship because you're scared of what she would do if you broke up.
yeah, like I can't leave.
You know his mama pre-warned him about that burning car. I told you that bitch is crazy,
Shit.
son.
You be scared of somebody you done seen kill
Like,
an
nigga,
animal
you
with their
lucky you
bare
not that
hands.
car.
Yo.
Yeah.
Like
That car could have been.
there was a
you,
rabbit
son.
in our backyard. Well, what you do with it? Well, I just picked it up and snapped its neck.
Enjoy
Whoa.
the
Oh.
Wait.
soup. Enjoy the soup.
Like, why would
Hey,
you do that?
hey.
You did like dinner last night, didn't you?
Yeah, we ate last
Like, I
night,
can't
didn't we?
leave this bitch if I wanted to. She's snapping rabbit necks.
Right.
Yeah, what's she gonna do to
You
mine?
better be careful. It's
Barehanded?
from Louisiana cooking that
No
stew
conscience.
Too. You better not be making no New Orleans, Louisiana stew for me, girl.
Man.
Jesus.
no wonder
Christ.
I can't leave your ass.
Man. Nah.
Your drawers in the backyard.
You ever
Right.
dealt? You ever dealt with somebody?
From Louisiana?
Nah.
Oh, fuck.
Psychotic.
Hell yeah. What? I might have the scores still, dog. Yeah.
Crazy. fool.
Damn.
Nah,
yeah.
man.
Latin
She didn't
women
stab
are
you, did
very
she?
passionate, man.
Nah, that beat dog. The funny part, if you knew how many niggas like a stabbing came with their story, like that's just par for the course.
Yeah.
Yeah, she stabbed me right here that one time, but then she stabbed me here. She was trying to stab me, and I'm like, "You still with her?" Well, yeah.
I had to
Oh.
exercise everything I had as far as restraint and self-control, because when them folks come in the door,
Mm-hmm.
they see a
They
nigga
not
that's
looking for your
6'4".
side of the story. Yep.
Yeah, they see a nigga from 6'4". I
You
got him.
out of there.
Motherfucker, I called you.
I called you, motherfucker. The knife is still here.
I called you.
He's got a weapon. It's his mouth.
He said he's got a weapon. It's still in your side and shit.
Oh, like, oh, shit.
Nah,
That's crazy.
I had my one time of being wrangled by something that was 5 foot and little, and we weren't even together.
Damn.
She took to you, bro.
She saw me flirt with something else. And,
That was it.
ooh. I'm
That
telling
was
you,
it.
that shit, messing with, I was young. I'm 22 years old. I'm
Yeah.
messing with people that I'm working with, which is always a mistake.
No, you don't shit with
And
you,
I turned a
homie.
corner and her little ass was just there. And it scared me. And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You all right? And she looked at me and she was like, are you cheating on me? And I was like, what? And she reached
with the-
out.
Yo, wait,
Psychotic
in that
smile.
tone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
so I was
psychopath.
just
And
getting
I
ready
always
to
be them
dog.
little ones too.
Hey, she might be
Yes.
possessed.
And I just was getting ready to
Dynamite
laugh
packages.
because I was uncomfortable.
Right.
And I was just getting ready to laugh. She reaches out, grabs my shirt. The audacity, like, you've seen me fight dudes.
Right.
Yeah.
And you ain't scared.
But they don't care,
Reaches
though.
out, grab me,
Yeah.
pulls me. Doesn't say nothing. She's just looking at me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, stop fucking playing around.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Like, I left, turned the corner, and was just like, shit, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
I got my shit Dracula locked on, bro. Her niece is like, please let him go, Tia. Let him go.
Niece is bleeding for you. It's crazy.
She had
Please
to
let him
She had a
go.
pit lock up. I said, I don't ever grow up and be like this dumb motherfucker here. Can I have my own back, please?
No, niece is pleading for you is
Yo,
wild.
Yeah, it was wild.
That's
bro.
how you know you've reached the breaking point.
Please
Where
let him live,
Yeah,
Vivian.
bro.
Please.
give him a chance.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Stall him out, Denise. Stall him out.
Window shield got broke that night.
Nah, nigga.
Oh, hell
CD
nah,
murder
bro.
back when the DVDs and all that shit. the
How long?
bootleg.
How long did you stay with her?
It was a good 3-year stretch, man.
After
Boy.
the windows?
The lessons is hard learned than a motherfucker,
After
bro.
the
Damn.
windows, you stayed with her
Yeah,
3
I
more
did.
years.
Pick and pull is a motherfucker, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Pick and
fool.
pull. You know what I mean?
Come on, man.
Damn,
you,
man.
you like that toxic shit.
Ah,
You
bro.
had to be in your early 20s.
I got a vice woman I don't need in my life, Lord have
Bruh.
mercy.
You
Yeah.
had to be in your early 20s, right?
I was in my dirty 30s. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Dirty 30s.
Yeah, I was
Bruh.
lessons is hard learned from mad ones sometimes, dog.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You are the mad one. Rap name well earned, because there
Yeah,
ain't no
staying
way in
in
the
that
world.
relationship is like bragging about D's in college. Yeah. Yeah. Nigga, look, I passed.
Yo.
I live.
I passed, didn't
No,
I?
literally.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still living.
This
Same
nigga's
thing.
a genius. Yeah.
I write with my right hand. I don't need my left hand.
Wow.
It don't work no more. Whatever.
Yeah, man. I got blessed with 2, man. You know, it was
The
a
good
lesson
Lord,
learned.
The good Lord thought to bless me with 2.
Yo.
Hey, God believed I should
You
have
know what
one.
I'm saying? I got 2 eyes. I don't need the other one. It's cool.
It's fair, man. Hey,
It's cool.
I
Slick
deserve
Rick B.
this.
My perception is even better now when you actually think I'm like Cyclops. I'm an X-Men, really.
Yeah.
She did me a favor.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
That's
valid
wild, bro.
though. That's that. Yeah, I like both eyes.
Yeah,
Cool. I'm
Word.
cool with that. Yeah.
Nah, I don't need. I'm good. I'm good. I want to trust. I want to trust the person that
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
dealing with.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
don't want to
man.
feel like I die because we break up. That's not fair.
Yeah, I don't know my life.
I shouldn't have to die.
I shouldn't have to
because we
lose
broke
my
up.
life.
Yeah,
for a
I shouldn't
breakup.
have to lose something.
Yeah.
You don't get the damaged property because you're not happy with me.
Yeah, that's fair. That's crazy, man.
It seems like simple instructions, but
It does.
Seems simple enough.
It
But
does, but it's
she could cook a mean
can't-
fish sandwich.
you
so.
can't reason with the unreasonable.
Yeah,
Goddamn it.
life is about balance.
She put that
I love a
Macy's
fish
crust
sandwich.
on that motherfucker
Yeah,
like
man.
that.
Hey, if your excuse is that she makes the good fish sandwich,
Yo, that's crazy.
That's why you got to stick
you
around.
greedy motherfucker.
Yo, I got a project coming out next week, Apex Elevation, man.
Word.
So, we still on our run, man.
Dog.
Yeah.
We too far on the journey to go
You
backwards.
just dropped this. I told you, this
Hey.
motherfucker.
Did your project just drop in
he
October?
just stay out the
Yeah.
way, and he just does fucking music.
You
Hey,
just
we-
working then.
We got some masterpiece stock. You know what I mean?
But you got dudes over in Europe
Yeah,
following
man.
you. You've got a.
It,
He's the key, man. He's the model. You just find your audience, cultivate your audience, and just
and
supply
let's
your
keep
audience,
supplying
bro.
them, man.
yeah.
Stay out the way.
Nigga,
That's what it's about.
it's about finding your squad, your audience, man.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know what I mean?
That's what it's all about, man. Because at the end of the day, I think, how would you say? You know how like artists who like kind of they just work for a little bit of time and then they take long breaks. And it's like no, but sometimes especially when your core fan base is, they follow you and they know how consistent you are.
Word.
The last thing you want to do is kind of just disappear or stop
Right,
when you're so used to being active.
right.
So I think that you're definitely doing a service to the people, your core fan base.
Yeah,
And I think that's important. I think that's a lot of things that's one thing and characteristic that a lot of artists don't possess.
right.
Everybody wants to talk about being the best and
Yeah.
how active they are and how they feel they should be viewed at. And I'm
Yeah.
like, but are you doing enough? Maybe.
Yeah,
True,
catalog
though.
consistency is what's gonna keep
And
you.
and
You know
and,
what I
and
mean?
the funny part is right now, as we look at the state of, if you're tuned into what the city is doing right now, there seems to be a big conflict between artists and promoters
Yeah.
and people booking shows and stuff like that. Hey man, cultivate your audience and don't worry about all that shit.
Yeah.
Your audience will come to your shows and support you,
Right.
or if you don't do shows,
they'll buy your
listen.
shit.
They'll listen
Yeah.
to your music.
Yeah.
Cultivate your audience. Then you don't have to
Cover
worry
both
about dealing with.
areas. That Souls Mission show was
Paying-
a testament.
Yeah,
The way they treated those dudes after their 30th anniversary, it was like the Rolling Stones, man. And it was kids from all ages groups, from the OGs
Yep.
to the young YGs, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I told you, for trends and fads come, but dopeness never goes out of style.
Yep.
bro.
just
I'm a-
cultivate your audience,
I want to end it on that.
and you don't want to. You don't have
Dopeness
to worry
never
about
goes
paying.
out of style.
There you
Paying
go.
to get on stage and stuff like
Y'all
that,
that
and do
corny
shows.
shit.
Man, just
Yeah.
do your thing, man. Cultivate.
Sometimes the
focus on you.
promoter don't even know you getting hustled for that money. It'd be the middleman
Yeah.
hustling you motherfuckers, man.
That's true, man.
Why should you pay to do a show if your talent was supposed to be what brought you here? It just makes no sense.
Yeah.
AZ said that. AZ said in a recent interview, "If my talent don't get me there, I don't
want
deserve to be there."
I seen that.
Yep.
That shit
That was-
resonated with me.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I th-
That's a good
everybody
way
in
to
the
look at
room
it.
when he said
Yeah.
that shit was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, I don't
he was
need
like,
all that.
"If
I
it don't, if it don't get me there,
Yeah.
if my talent don't get me there, I don't need
I
to
don't
be
need
there.
to be here. And I feel him on that 100%, bro.
Stay out the
I
way."
gotta give you kudos on that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
that's a good
Yeah.
point.
But
man.
I, once again, bro, like we'll get to our segment that we do at the end.
Was that a
but-
freestyle?
Nah, we do a
He's telling you want a freestyle.
always. He's always ready.
Yeah.
But
We could definitely do that. You want to get Crush of the Week out of the way?
yeah, that's what I was talking
Yeah.
about. We had that segment, but I just like once again want to thank you for coming on, man. Like I said, this episode was special because you were somebody that I looked up to and helped me
Necessary.
on my course.
Word
Very
up, bro.
necessary, and like I said, I feel like the story of the city, as far as hip hop goes, cannot be written without you. And
Hey,
that's
the
a special
jewels in the
thing.
journey, in this musical journey, is the people you meet along the way sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Some real good brothers. This one of them, you know what I mean? His older brother, salute to them both.
Kevin Phoenix,
Polygraphic.
yo,
The third, rest in peace, Uncle Mystic.
rest in peace.
You know what I mean? Everybody that's been in this journey with me, man, I'm still riding for y'all, man.
Shout out BU.
Yes, sir. Be you.
That's super dope, man.
Shout out to the whole third. I learned so much from y'all, man. I learned how to be a better writer, music maker. I soaked up game from everything I experienced in this city and
Mhm.
abroad. So
Yeah.
shout out to the whole hip hop culture. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well said.
Beat
well said.
loops, dope bars, freestyles, cheap suits.
Hey, man.
Y'all can't imitate the culture and the core of what we do. Y'all motherfuckers transparent and see-through. Talking about you did this and that. Nigga, we don't believe you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hey.
Mad One, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. Mad One.
Hey.
M-Wig.
Man, thank you, fellas.
Now, well, let's get into this, man. We still got one segment left,
Okay,
real quick.
okay.
So, what we do is we typically end of the show, we shout out champion the women of the world. We pick it could be celebrity crush,
Just somebody you're
just an
inspired by.
icon.
Yeah.
Vintage, somebody you've looked up to. It doesn't matter. Somebody, somebody's accomplishments in general. It could be a childhood crush.
You know, I've always had a thing for, man, and she might not be currently out there on the web, but Nabushe Wright, man. Oh my God.
If you don't know who, yeah.
Chocolate Supreme, yo. Coming to Pete Rock got an album coming together. And I seen a picture with them together with her. Oh man. Yeah, she's flawless, man.
For me, it's I'm gonna go with, since we were on the subject of it, Miss London. Miss London is a female rapper. She's got a dope voice. She's got a dope look. She's lyrics, flow. She's got charisma. I love her.
I'm gonna go. Let me hit you with some Stephen A. I was just watching the latest Exorcist movie.
Oh yeah.
That just came out yesterday. I guess on Peacock.
She is cold.
And have you seen it?
Not yet.
Because I know you're.
That's the one with the double
I know you're
girl.
into demonic
What's
shit.
the girl that West
double
Side
girl.
Gun signed? She's so damn fine.
I don't know.
In the movie?
She
No.
signed as an artist.
He just signed in West Side Gun. Just signed a new artist.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see the preview. There's a.
I've seen it. It's the two girls.
Yes, but at the beginning there's they show. I don't know if it's in the trailer, but they show the mother of one of the daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy Graves, I believe, plays her. Yo, she's nice.
Oh, yeah.
Very pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Armani Caesar, bro.
Armani
yeah,
Caesar.
Ooh, wait.
Oh, she
that's the crush of the week.
she been rapping with him though, right?
Ooh, wait, Lord of mercy.
And she just signed now.
Probably.
Man.
So it took a little
she's-
while to sign then, because I think she's been working with him.
What?
If I'm not mistaken.
Drake just signed, but she does R&B. But Drake, I forget what her name is, but she's
fire.
ugh.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy. Yeah, man. Yo, it's great. Some of the appearances of some of these upcoming women rappers, I'm impressed, man.
I just,
You wouldn't think sometimes that they would be rappers.
but
Right.
even
That's
even
the
That's the whole
surprise
game
to me.
right now, though.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I
great.
mean?
Like
But
nobody
crazy.
looks like a rapper.
even
sometimes.
without
Yeah.
it, man, the talent is sexy.
Oh, the skill set. Yeah.
Because when I first saw Miss London, she was just like
She got
in her
bars
house.
too, homie?
Oh yeah, she was just in her house, just spitting.
Yeah.
And she's got this real fucking unique voice. And first of all, she's got bars like a motherfucker. But
Yeah,
then on top of that, she's got a unique look to her. But she
Yep.
spits. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, does she?
So, yeah. This
Check
nigga.
out, bro.
That's crazy. man.
You caught it just
Late.
now? Yeah.
Hey, sometimes my bars go over their head.
Spitting pits.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, any last things you want to let the people know before we get out of here?
Hey, man, follow your heart, follow your dreams, man. Don't never let nobody tell you can't. And, keep moving towards positivity, man. And keep your good team around you.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying?
For sure.
Yes, sir.
Where can they let's say those who want to look for your music? Like I know we're gonna link it in there,
Yeah,
but
you could you could Google it on Mad One MAD, the number 1 NE on YouTube.
yeah.
Bandcamp, King_Madwin. Just holler me in the DM. I point you to the right direction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And there's
Ain't
a
hard to
lot of
find.
music on there.
Man, I'm at least
Bro.
30 plus albums. So
His
I lost
catalog
count.
is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I was going through and I was all like, yo, this is a lot.
Literally like
Yes,
30-something
sir.
projects.
You won't.
All this nigga does is stay out the way and make music.
You're not
bro.
gonna if you tune in for Mad One Music, you're not gonna
Yeah.
run out in a week. Let's
Never.
just say that.
Yeah,
No.
You might be there all year, maybe the next couple years.
If you're looking
that's
for
a lot
bullshit and theatrics, this ain't the place. But if you're looking for music,
Yeah.
I'll put a smile on your fucking face.
Hey,
There you go.
well said, man.
I want to freestyle, but I'm gonna spare you niggas this.
you want to get
That's
some
it.
bars off? This man,
Man.
Kai, should get it. Let's let him get some bars off.
Okay.
Go ahead, man.
Oh shit! You talking about freestyle? Knocking niggas out till they senile. Got you tuned into the Cheap Podcast. In the meanwhile,
Hey.
I smoke weed by the green mile, fat ass green pile. When you see me, you're guaranteed to see style. Hey, get the Canon camera so you get a nigga with the strength that'll backslap Gamera. Do you understand it? I'm underhanded, bruh. Huh. You can't fuck with them wig even if you planned it, bruh.
Hey.
Wig is a warrior in God's grace. Slap the shit out of your artistic, artsy face. Make you a disgrace. Have you feeling like, goddamn, I feel so out of place.
Hey.
Nigga, I'm the tortoise that won the race. Everything I do is incredible, impeccable to the goddamn taste.
Wiggy.
Yo. Man, well, appreciate you coming through. If y'all don't mind, I would just love to play a record to close this thing out. And it's a record involving the both of you.
Hey. All rise.
Off the Fidel Castro. This is Kai Phoenix, Mad One together, man.
Sir.
Hey, appreciate you again for coming, man.
Hey, man, thank you for having me, man.
Whatever you need in the land of greed, we all feasting. Vegans believe in the greens without meatless meals. The impeccable skill, I build righteous. Life is inventive, we question like tribe is. What the vibe is, recipes of the livest. Pedigree of a timeless blend, we still diamonds connected. Hearing you out, you feel breathless. Life is a bowl of funyuns, no breath mints. Know when it's hectic, trust in my collective. Blazy, Ginobili, Parker, that effective team. While you live in the dream, sleep nicely. Slightly, I'm off the rock and no pipe and boulders. The incredible drip, forget Folgers. Holders cold, the standards, I'm frozen ice. World knows I'm nice and that's cool though. I need emerald green for that tool flow. I got 1 foot out of the grave, jump off the page like a character, stepped off a stage right out of play. I still got the blood of a slave from out the trade, skin bout the color of clay in Abu Ghraib. I made it out the streets where bullets became sheets and sheets became sleep and sleep became beef. Earth is for the meek and heaven is for the sheep and hell is for the weak and none of that shit's for me. To be truly free, none of us get to be. Forever is a promise that none of us get to keep. Ain't a room in my head that none of y'all rent for free. Everybody's important, none of y'all shit to me. Niggas come to me when they want something incendiary. Dinner's ready, I'm out here cooking up something visionary. This is scary, I be like voodoo to the missionaries. And when I pass, they gon' Hulu my obituary. Phoenix.
Somebody did this.
This is a certified hood classic.
Born again, but no biggie for those who go with me. Gas prices skyrocket. Tell them they go 50. You can hear it in my voice like my throat itchy, flow crispy. All these women can scram. My girl so pretty. The whole city know that I rhyme tight. Get the vibe right. Living under the sun, place will shine bright. Used to see me on stage. My rage comes with the limelight. Show me the source, bless me with 5 mics. A high price, don't get taxed. Leave it back deep. Divine speech, rock a new timepiece as I feast. Like a wolf as I creep behind sheep. See my teeth are fresh meat, can't reach my next beat. Most my people are dead and gone. Never seen me in better form. There's a storm, will translate it, will set in stone. I'll always be young at heart, feel like I've never grown. Perfected tone, blazing forever known. Incredible facts.